Hi everyone, welcome back to X10 Manhwa. Today, we are recapping a story called It Starts with a Kingpin Account. Let get started. Our boy, Deep How, is a total bookworm, but he's a genius in a world that's anything but normal. See, back in 2036, the sky went haywire, and the world basically turned into a real-life video game. Planet Earth became one massive dungeon, crawling with monsters, but also loaded with insane opportunities. People started calling this new era the Earth Online Age. And that's the world our MC was born into. In this gamified reality, not only do beasts pop up out of nowhere, but humans can level up, unlock classes, and gain OP skills. After humanity's first wave of evolution, the 5 great alliances finally managed to push back the monster tide, establishing a new world order. So, in this high-stakes era, everyone and their grandma is grinding levels like their life depends on it. Everyone, that is, except Deep How. One day, he's hit with a brutal nightmare. In his dream, Deep How sees his parents and his little sister celebrating his 18th birthday. Before blowing out the candles, he makes a wish that their family would be found, that they'd be happy together like this forever. But the very next second, a monster crashes the party and takes everything, tearing apart all 3 of his family members right before his eyes. No, please stop. He screams in absolute despair. And just like that, he snaps back to reality. Turns out, it was all just a dream while he was dozing off in class. Deep How is still trying to shake off the panic while his history teacher is droning on about the Earth OL era. The teacher, looking absolutely furious, points right at Deep How and yells, "Mr. Deep How, is my history class so boring it's putting you to sleep, or do you just know it all already? Why don't you come up here and explain the Earth OL age to everyone for me?" Deep How just gives an awkward laugh, scratching his head and explaining he was up all night studying, which is why he accidentally fell asleep. Then he clears his throat, ready to drop some knowledge about the Earth OL era, basically just repeating what the teacher had just said. But before he can even get a full sentence out, the teacher cuts him off. "All right, that's enough. Go stand in the back of the class until you wake up." With no other choice, Deep How trudges to the back of the room. The history teacher smirks to himself, feeling like he just dodged a bullet. This Deep How kid is a straight-up genius. If he'd actually made him give the lecture, the teacher would have been the one getting embarrassed. So, Deep How was stuck standing until the final bell. The second school was out. He dragged his tired legs onto the school grounds, but he barely took a few steps before some punk aggressively shouts his name. "Deep How, stop right there." My guy turns around to see the school bully, La Fong, and his 2 NPC lackeys. Our boy is currently level 3, while La Fong is a level 5. Not to mention, this dude is built like a tank, twice his size, and could crush him like a bug. What do you want now? Deep How sighs, already over it. "Deep How, you gonna play dumb with me? It's time to pay up this month's protection fee, isn't it?" La Fong cracks his knuckles while his 2 goons laugh like idiots in the background. Deep How is seriously ticked off. 2 years ago, this same clown La Fong was getting bullied and extorted by upperclassmen. Our boy was the one who stood up for him, and now this clown is using the same tactics on him. Hearing this, La Fong doesn't say another word and just rushes forward, punching Deep How straight in the gut. I was blind back then, thinking I'd befriended some genius who was a level 3 martial artist right out of the gate. But it's been 2 years. I've gone from level 1 to level 5, and you're still stuck at level 3. You're nothing but trash. La Fong starts wailing on Deep How, and because of the huge level gap, our boy can't even fight back. La Fong just keeps punching and mocking Deep How, calling him a useless waste who can't level up. This clown show only stops when a girl rushes in and lands a flying kick straight to this punk's face. "Stop! What do you think you're doing to my brother?" La Fong, this absolute unit, gets sent flying into a wall by a single kick from a girl. The newcomer is none other than Deep Van Phi, Deep How's own sister. Even though she's only 16, she's already a level 7 martial artist, a total prodigy. Rumor has it that even at level 7, she can solo a level 10 beast. So you better believe La Fong and his NPC crew don't dare to mess with this demoness. The 3 clowns tuck their tails and run, but not before screaming that Deep How is just a loser who hides behind a woman. They even threaten to beat him up again next time they see him. After chasing off the bullies, Deep Van Phi rushes over to check on her brother's injuries and tries to comfort him. "Big brother, don't listen to them." Even though you're only level 3 now, I know you'll become the strongest martial artist in the world. Deep Hao was the one who got beat up, but his sister looks even more upset than he does. So Deep Hao just reaches out his hand, patting her head reassuringly. Don't worry, your big brother isn't going to just accept this fate. Seeing his determined smile, Deep Van Phi finally starts to relax. The two of them head home together. Lafong's crew wasn't wrong. Diep Hao is basically a failure who can't level up, started at level 3, and he's still level 3. At first, he refused to accept it and dug through tons of research. But strangely, there was no record of anyone else being unable to level up like him. Even so, to this day, Diep Hao refuses to give in to his fate. He's not about to become the only hard-stuck player on this server called Earth. When he gets home that day, his whole family throws him a party for his 18th birthday. But holding the cake, he can't bring himself to be happy. This scene, it's exactly like his nightmare from this morning. Deep Hao isn't superstitious, but he's terrified that his dream is about to become reality. He tries to get his family out of the house, because in his dream, the monster attacked them right there at home. Mom, Dad, it's been forever since we had Old Lie's fish hot pot on Lamdu Street. I'm suddenly craving it. His mom, having cooked a huge feast for him, isn't keen on leaving. But since it's his birthday, his dad decides to humor him. So, the family of 4 heads to the hot pot restaurant and has a huge meal. The entire time, nothing happens. But just as Deep Hao starts to breathe a sigh of relief, right as they're leaving the restaurant, a purple light flashes from behind Deep Van Phi. On pure instinct, his father pulls all 3 of them into an embrace, using his own body as a shield to protect them. That light was the telltale sign of a spatial rift about to tear open. People nearby immediately scatter, screaming for someone to call the defense force. They were supposed to be in a safe zone. So why the hell is a rift and a monster appearing here? This whole situation is beyond weird. From inside the rift, a massive spider-like beast crawls out. Then it lunges straight for his family. It felt like fate was playing a sick joke on Diep Hao. The worst part? This beast is a level 15 Kwai Nan Ma Thu, a monster that neither Diep Hao nor even Diep Van Phi could ever hope to handle. Deep Hao's father, despite being only a level 10 martial artist, bravely charges forward. There was no way he was going to stand by and watch the Kwai Nan Ma Thu harm his family. Even if it cost him his life, he had to stall it long enough for his wife and kids to escape. However, the power of a level 10 martial artist versus a level 15 beast is a joke. The power gap is just too massive. Deep Hao's dad is quickly overwhelmed. The spider's venom hits him square on. He takes a few more hits after that and is quickly knocked out of commission. Seeing this, Deep Hao's mom rushes forward too. But being even weaker, she gets taken down even faster than her husband. The Kwai Nan Ma Thu doesn't even bother with her, because right now, it's focused on tearing Diep Hao's father apart and tasting a level 10 martial artist. But just as the spider is about to strike, it gets hit by 2 of Deep Van Phi's arrows. Provoked by her attack, the Kwai Nan Ma Thu immediately switches targets. Even though Deep Van Phi is at a disadvantage, she bravely confronts the monster, screaming at Diep Hao to get their parents and run. But at this moment, Deep Hao is frozen solid with fear, his legs refusing to move. The nightmare he had it was really coming true. He has no idea what to do. Even if he charged in, a level 3 martial artist facing a level 15 beast is just a free meal. Diep Van Phi is quickly struck by the Kwai Nan Ma Thu's venomous stinger. She collapses to the ground, crying out in agony from the intense pain. The spider, losing interest in eating the father, is now more intrigued by the young girl's body. Deep Van Phi is severely injured. Her body is completely paralyzed. All she can do is watch in horror as the spider's leg descends, ready to pierce right through her. But that sharp spider leg never hits its mark, because in the final moment, Deep Hao chose to charge forward, using his bare hands to block the Kwai Nan Ma Thu's attack. Diep Van Phi is in complete shock. Diep Hao screams at her to run before he can't hold on any longer. Because he's only a level 3 martial artist, the power difference is insane, and the spider makes quick work of him. Deep Hao's body is skewered by the spider's leg like a piece of barbecue meat. Deep Van Phi witnesses this horrific scene and can't even form words, only voiceless sobs. But Deep Hao, with his last ounce of strength, manages to tell her, "Don't worry about me, just go." Deep Van Phi doesn't dare to hesitate any longer. She won't let her brother's sacrifice be in vain. As for Diep Hao, he can feel the excruciating pain as the monster tries to rip him apart, but the physical agony is nothing compared to his crushed heart. Diep Hao thinks to himself, if only he were strong enough, none of this would have happened. Why couldn't he level up? Why was he so damn weak? Diep Hao's health bar is dropping fast, now at only 1%, but he refuses to go out like this. And it seems like the heavens actually heard his plea. In the moment he's about to fade away, a series of beeps rings out. Next, a flood of system windows appears before his eyes. Host's accumulated experience has met the standard. The king's account system has been activated, but by now, Diep Hao had already fallen unconscious, unable to see or hear anything. Since he could no longer act on his own, the system randomly selected an account for him. A king-tier account named Not Shich VM Day to grant him power. At that moment, Diep Van Phi, completely unaware of her brother's divine intervention, is still running for her life. But the Queenan Ma Thu suddenly appears once again, blocking her only escape route. Diep Van Phi is filled with despair, thinking her brother's sacrifice only bought her a few pathetic seconds. If that's the case, then there's no escape for her either. Coming to this realization, Diep Van Phi decides to go down fighting and avenge Diep Hao. But just as she's about to charge the monster, she hears her brother's familiar voice, "Get out of the way!" On pure instinct, Diep Van Phi dodges to the side. In the next moment, a blinding light shoots past her from behind. And at the center of that light was the very brother Diep Van Phi thought was already dead. Diep Hao's entire body is cloaked in a raging inferno. The Queenan Ma Thu just took a direct hit from him, but it quickly regains its composure. In fact, being challenged by a mere level 3 martial artist only pisses it off even more. Diep Hao shows no fear. A weapon materializes in his hand, the Deep An Kukiem, its blade forged from pure, blinding fire. Then, Diep Hao's speed blitzes the Queenan Ma Thu and unleashes a masterful slash. Amidst the roaring flames, the beast lets out a piercing shriek. No, you're clearly just a level 3 martial artist. How can you possess such immense power? Although the attack definitely wounded the spider, Diep Hao's condition isn't looking great either. He feels like his body is about to shatter. This mysterious, overwhelming power seems to be far beyond what his physical form can handle. Seeing Diep Hao cough up mouthfuls of blood, the monster quickly regains its confidence. Just a 3-second power trip? You weak human. Forcing your level 3 body to handle that kind of power. I don't even need to lift a finger, you'll just explode and die on your own. The monster's not wrong. Diep Hao's HP was already at 0. In its place, a new yellow energy bar had appeared, and it's steadily decreasing. If Diep Hao can't defeat the Queenan Ma Thu before it runs out, he's actually cooked. But the beast, knowing his body is about to detonate, loses interest in fighting him. Lord Thien Thu went through all that trouble to open a portal into the safe zone for me. I need to hurry up and devour some high-level martial artists. Trash, like you can just stay here and wait to die. Obviously, Diep Hao isn't just going to let it walk away. He unleashes the skill Bak Phim Liet Nguk, creating a ring of fire that traps the beast. The Queenan Ma Thu turns its head back. Faced with Diep Hao's furious gaze, it can't help but feel a chill. How could a look with that much pressure come from a level 3 martial artist? Just then, Diep Hao hears the sound of heavy footsteps approaching from behind. Report, reinforcement squad has arrived. Injured civilians spotted, beginning assistance. Target identified. Level 15 beast, Queenan Ma Thu. So the martial artist rescue squad finally showed up. But this is actually terrible news. Diep Hao quickly warns them not to approach, because they're no match for that beast. But of course, they don't listen to some level 3 kid. They even mock him, saying he looks like a child who bought a superhero costume and thinks he's actually strong. Get out of the way, don't be a nuisance. They shove Diep Hao aside and quickly form a perimeter around the Queenan Ma Thursday. Even though their levels are lower, they're confident that their numbers will give them the advantage. Besides, Diep Hao had already worn the beast down, so its health is only at 30%. But they were being way too naive. Before they could even land a hit, they were caught. Spiderwebs shot up from the ground, trapping them completely. Their weapons were rendered useless. Their plan to win with numbers wasn't exactly a solid one. And just like that, it fell apart. An entire squad of martial artists who came to the rescue were picked off one by one, swallowed whole by the Queen Ma Thursday. After devouring the entire squad of martial artists, it leveled up by 3. It's now a level 18 beast. Next, the spider lunges towards Diepao, planning to finish him off too. But in this clash, the demon beast's power felt completely different. Unlike humans, it's incredibly difficult for beasts to level up, but even a single level up can cause a world-shattering transformation. So, it decides to toy with Diepao. It'll wait until he's on his last breath, then savor the meal. Because the beast's power has grown significantly, Diepao is having an even tougher time. Meanwhile, the timer on his mysterious power is about to run out. The spider sees him weakening, its smile growing wider with satisfaction. Ha ha, weren't you so aggressive just now? How come you've got no fight left in you? Trash will always be trash, got it? Diepao gets swatted away by the Quinyan Mathu again, on the verge of losing consciousness. At this moment, the system detects that Diepao's power and health are below 10%. So it automatically activates his ultimate skill, Xich Wiem Fong Bao. Diepao struggles to his feet. For 3 years, because he couldn't level up, countless people have laughed at and mocked him. But today, he wants to show every single one of them just how powerful the trash they look down on can be. The Xich Wiem Fong Bao is unleashed. As an ultimate skill, its power is absolutely immense. The spider is engulfed in a colossal tornado of fire. Its agonizing screams seem to tear through the sky itself. The Queen Yan Mathu can't extinguish the raging flames. It realizes this isn't normal fire. It's infused with the aura of an emperor-level expert. Despite its fierce struggle, the spider is ultimately defeated by Diepao. To its very last breath, it keeps crying out for some Lord Thien Thu, but no one was coming to save it now. The system announces Diepao's victory over the Queen Nan Ma Thu, rewarding him with 20,000 experience points, and a few other rewards. Diepao's strength is now completely spent. After exiting the Not Shich Wiem de state, he immediately collapses. With his last bit of consciousness and strength, Diepao crawls across the ground. He can't let the gear and items he risked his life for fall into someone else's hands. So in this battle, before passing out, Diepao successfully loots 15,000 gold coins, a rare quality level 18 magic crystal, a ring of fortune, some poisonous spider silk, and the corpse of the Queen Nan Ma Thursday. Due to Diepao's critical injuries, the king's account system automatically converted 10,000 experience points to heal him, leaving 10,000 unused. The healing process was instantaneous. Diepao's health was restored to 100%, but he remained in a coma. After an unknown amount of time, he startles awake to find himself in the system space. Ever since the world changed and entered the Earth OL era, every player has their own personal system space to manage their stats and store items and gear. Diepao was used to his own tiny little system space. But now, he's shocked to find himself in a vast space that looks like an endless galaxy. Then, Diepao sees the massive figure of Nachi Fimde. The system even notes that this person's level is maxed out. Being a sharp kid, Diepao immediately figures out this is the source of the mysterious power he just used. Next, the voice of the king's account system chimes in. This time, since he's not unconscious, Diepao hears it loud and clear. Welcome, host, to the king's account system. Within the system are countless king-tier accounts from many different games. The host can use his own experience points to unlock these king accounts one by one. Because the host's accumulated experience reached level 10, it automatically activated a random account, not Shich VMD. In an instant, a lot of things started making sense to Diepao. Level 10? So my hard work for the past 3 years wasn't a waste after all. This system was just absorbing it all, which is why I was hard stuck at level 3. And this max level Not Shich VMD account, does this mean I can just instantly become OP? Although Not Shich VMD starts at max level, the host must still use their experience points to increase the link level with this king account. The higher the link level, the more of the king account's power can be unleashed. Therefore, it is recommended that the host quickly earn more experience points to raise the link level. Diepao felt a little let down. Of course, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Still, using the power of Not Shich VMD to farm EXP shouldn't be too hard. But that's not enough. This world has countless dungeons, both known and unknown. Raw power is a good foundation, but it can't solve everything. Deepow feels he needs to figure out the most optimal way to use this King's account system, and fast. He clicks on the Not Shich VMD account to learn more. According to the system's description, this is a max-level powerhouse from another world who once led his clan. Using the power of the Crimson Flame, he united the world and became a supreme ruler, posthumously named the Not Shich VMD by his descendants. Reading the system's lore expansion, Deephow's jaw practically hits the floor. He suddenly realizes this Not Shich VMD isn't just some randomly generated NPC or a generic fantasy class. The Earth OL system had actually digitized human history and folklore, weaponizing the ancient legends of Earth into literal OP game mechanics. According to the data stream, this account is the system's manifestation of Yandi, the legendary Flame Emperor from ancient Eastern mythology. In the millennia-old folktales passed down through generations, the Flame Emperor wasn't just a warlord who liked to burn things. He was a primordial god of fire and agriculture. The myths claim he was born with a bull's head and a transparent crystal stomach, allowing him to ingest hundreds of venomous herbs and observe their effects to invent the first medicines. In deep-rooted folklore, such as the origin stories of the ancient Hongbong dynasty, he is revered as the ultimate supreme ancestor. He was the one who descended from the heavens to teach humanity how to survive a brutal, beast-infested world using the sacred, purifying power of fire. But here's the crazy part. It isn't just a fairy tale. Deepow suddenly remembers a pre-game history lecture. Before the world became a massive dungeon, archaeologists had uncovered the real-world roots of this exact legend. Excavations of Neolithic settlements dating back over 5,000 years, such as the Yangshao and Fengwen cultures, revealed massive communal kilns, advanced early fire pits, and thick layers of carbonized seeds. These historical records proved that the real Flame Emperors were brilliant tribal pioneers. They were the first to master slash-and-burn agriculture, using controlled fires to clear forests, temper tools, and unite fractured primitive tribes into the very first true civilizations. They pushed back the darkness using human ingenuity. The Earth OL system had taken that sheer historical willpower, the undeniable reality of human ancestors conquering the wild, and fused it perfectly with the godlike folklore. It compressed thousands of years of human survival, archaeological truth, and mythical magic into one ultimate, max-tier king account. This wasn't just about dealing massive AoE damage or having high DPS stats. It was about wielding the primal authority of a ruler who literally forged human civilization from the ashes. Knowing the immense historical and mythical weight behind this entity makes Deepow's blood pump even faster, realizing he just inherited the legacy of humanity's greatest pioneer. This powerhouse's initial level is maxed out, and his current link level with Deepow is 10. This account's attributes are Flame and Shadow. The signature weapon is the Diep An Ku Kim, which Deepow has already used. His basic flame skills include level 10 Bok Hoa Lieten Gook, level 10 Yu VM Chan Hoa, and level 10 Bok VM Hoa Long Dan. His ultimate flame skills are level 10 Shich VM Fong Bao and the currently locked Tham Hong Chi Tin. Additionally, he has shadow attribute skills, but none are unlocked yet. Deepow stares at the attribute skills. That's right, after Earth entered the OL era, attribute matchups became crucial. He seems to have found his first major goal: level up quickly, unlock as many accounts as possible, and create a legion of king-tier accounts covering all attributes. That way, he'll be able to counter any opponent. Just then, the system informs Deepow that he still has 10,000 experience points. He can choose to either increase the link level of his king account or unlock other support skills. Deepow immediately goes with the first option. He feels the most urgent thing right now is to increase his survivability and unlock new king accounts. Skills can wait. Those 10,000 experience points get him 2 more levels. Now, his link level with Not Shik VM Day is 12. Deepow can even feel a fresh surge of energy coursing through him as if his own personal stats just got a boost. Eagerly, Deepow opens his stat sheet to check. But the result is another letdown. He's still the same level 3 scrub as before. Looks like this King's account system won't let him change his actual personal level. From now on, Deepow is destined to live the life of a gigachad pretending to be a noob. Why does it cost so much money? Suddenly, an anxious voice hits Deepow's ears. He recognizes it as Diep Van Phais. And just like that, Deepow snaps back to reality. He's lying in a hospital bed, and his sister's voice is coming from outside the door. What shocks Deepow the most is that his body is completely healed. Not only did the system restore his health to 100%, but it also healed all of his wounds. Spending 10,000 experience points on this stung a bit, but the results were definitely worth it. The arguing outside continues, and this time Deepow hears his mother's voice. "Doctor, are you sure? Why is the treatment fee so high? Even if we used high-grade healing medicine, it wouldn't cost this much." Cough, cough. Deep Van Phi lets out a few harsh coughs, and you can just tell she's in a bad way. "Phi, don't get worked up. Your wounds haven't healed yet." That was his mom's voice. He lets out a quiet sigh of relief. His family is okay, but from the sound of it, they're in some kind of trouble. He gets out of bed to see what's going on. Turns out, Deep Van Phi is arguing with the doctor because their medical bill is a whopping 500,000 yuan. The doctor explains that all four of them were hit with a nasty debuff called virulent poison from an elite beast. They need long-term treatment with a special medicine to fully recover. Of course, the patients could choose to recover naturally, but they'd be stuck in a weakened state for a long time, though they wouldn't die. However, that only applies to the two women. The two men in the family aren't so lucky. Without the medicine, Deepow's father has at most a month to live, and our boy wouldn't even last a week. The doctor's words hit Deep Van Phi like a truck. She starts crying and coughing violently from the agitation. Her mother quickly supports her, telling her not to worry about the money. They can just sell the house if they have to. Deepow, having heard the whole story, finally steps out. "We're not selling the house. That's our home. Mom and Dad worked their whole lives to buy it. We're not selling it, no matter what. I'll figure out a way to get the money." The doctor is stunned to see Deepow standing there, looking perfectly fine. When he was brought in, he had a fatal wound and was given less than a week to live without medicine. Deep Van Phi sees her brother up and about and gets worried. But every time she tries to speak, she starts coughing, making her injuries worse. As Deepow gets closer, the doctor realizes with a shock that the virulent poison debuff on him is completely gone. Deepow was the most heavily injured and poisoned of the family. He shouldn't have been able to recover on his own. But now, he's perfectly fine, and he recovered incredibly fast. Deepow can't exactly explain, and besides, the reason doesn't matter. What matters is that he doesn't need treatment anymore. He then asks the doctor for the cost to treat his parents and sister. The new total comes to 300,000 yuan. While it's a huge sum of money, Deepow confidently declares that he can get it and asks the doctor for 1 hour to prepare the cash. Although the doctor finds it impossible to raise 300,000 yuan in an hour, he agrees to give him a little time. Deepow quickly leaves the hospital and starts checking his inventory. Although he's always been a saver, even with his savings and the gold from killing the Queen on Mathu, it's not enough to cover the 300k. That leaves the fastest option, selling gear and items. The most valuable thing in Deepow's inventory is the rare level 18 magic crystal that dropped from the spider. Magic crystals from beasts are the primary material for crafting magic equipment. The higher the level, the more valuable it is. But putting it up for a proper auction, while it would fetch a fair price, would take too much time. Deepow only has 1 hour. On top of that, auctions have level restrictions. A level 3 martial artist like him doesn't even qualify. Deepow racks his brain. In the end, he has no choice but to head to the underground black market. It's an area in safe zone number 9 where levels don't matter. Anyone can trade freely there, hence the name black market. While the prices are secretly manipulated by powerful corporations, making it a chaotic and dangerous place, it's also the fastest way to make cash. The old Deepow would never have had the guts to come here alone. But things are different now. However, the moment he steps into the black market, 2 massive dudes block his way. Seeing Deepow, who's small and cloaked from head to toe, they immediately and aggressively try to shoo him away. "I'm not here to play around. I'm here to sell. Isn't this black market a place where anyone can trade? If I dared to come here, I must have something good." "Please step aside. I'm in a hurry," Deepow says, his voice firm. What kind of good stuff could a little brat like you possibly have?" "Get lost. I don't have time to mess with you." Deepow was bracing himself to get decked. But just then, the door behind them opens. A short old man, whom the guards respectfully call Elder Lai, steps out. "This young brother is right. We're in business for profit. As long as you have good merchandise, anyone can trade." I wonder what fine item this young brother has. Perhaps you could show this old man and broaden my horizons? Deepow lets out a sigh of relief. Finally, someone who can hold a normal conversation. He immediately takes out his level 18 magic crystal. The moment Elder Lai sees it, his eyes go wide. He then orders his subordinates to bring Deepow inside for a proper discussion. The wooden door behind the two guards swings open. Inside is a lavish underground trading hall, a far cry from the dim and shabby black market that Deepow had imagined. There are tons of people here making deals. He's so curious he can't help but look around. Suddenly, a drunkard grabs him. Well, a level 3 punk has the guts to come here? It's past your bedtime, kid. Shouldn't you be home with mommy? You here to sell something to buy milk money? How about you? Let me see what you've got. But before these clowns can get another word in, one of Elder Lai's subordinates shoves them aside with a Bado A. Get lost! This is Elder Lai's guest. Are you tired of living? After saying that, the man leads Deepow deeper into the trading hall. The drunkards watch them go, muttering to each other. Who does he think he is? Just because he's a representative of the Huang Qin Corporation, he acts all high and mighty? That Elder Lai is no saint either. That kid is probably going to get fleeced today. Keep it down. You want to die? Deepow, at this point, is still clueless. He steps into a VIP room, which might as well be a tiger's den. Elder Lai is already waiting, surrounded by a dozen huge, menacing bodyguards. This guy is a seasoned businessman, so he gets straight to the point. The moment Deepow sits down, Elder Lai lays his cards on the table. The magic crystal in your hand is indeed a fine item, but it's only level 18, so the price... Before the old man can finish, Deepow cuts him off. Trying to lowball me right from the start? I thought we were doing business honestly. Can you drop the act and be a little more sincere? I may be a level 3 martial artist, but I wasn't born yesterday. I know what my stuff is worth. Just give me a number. I'm in a hurry. Deepow's face is full of confidence, his voice sharp and decisive. Elder Lai suddenly bursts out laughing. Ha ha ha, interesting. This little brother may have a low level, but his presence is second to none. Fine, I'll be direct. A normal magic crystal would only be worth 1 or 2,000. But for this rare one of yours, I'll offer 100,000. Now it's Deepow's turn to laugh. A businessman who isn't a shark is no businessman at all. Looks like this old geezer really does think he's a 3-year-old. And here he was, thinking the guy was a decent person. Even with black market prices being lower than official auctions, his crystal should be worth at least 200,000. If this guy's only offering 100K, he's more than happy to find someone else who'll pay more. With that, Deepow stands up to leave. But as he reaches the door, he's blocked by 2 of Elder Lai's bodyguards. I think you've misunderstood, little brother. Once you're here, whether you sell or not is no longer up to you. Besides, no one has ever dared to refuse to sell something our Hongqing Corporation has its eyes on. Deepow can't see Elder Lai's level. Looks like this sly old fox is planning to rob him if he can't buy it. This is the black market, where anything goes. If he uses the Not Shich VMD account, he could probably escape, but causing a scene won't do him any good. He'd definitely have to leave without a single coin, and his top priority right now is getting money to treat his family. Elder Lai pulls out a stack of cash and throws it on the table. He says that 100,000 is already a fortune for a kid like Deepow, and he shouldn't be so greedy. Seeing that the old man won't budge, Deepow knows this is going to be settled with fists. There's no way he's selling his crystal for half its value and taking a 6-figure loss. But just before Deepow can make his move, the VIP room door suddenly bursts open. A sarcastic voice rings out from behind the 2 guards. The great Huang Qing Corporation bullying a level 3 kid. How utterly shameless. Then, a massive figure appears, effortlessly swatting the 2 huge bodyguards aside like they were nothing. But this giant is just a bodyguard himself, escorting a petite and beautiful young lady. I heard there was something good here, so I came to join the fun. This is Mak Ka Ni, a level 20 martial artist and the young mistress of the Han Mak Corporation. The moment Elder Lai sees her, he instinctively clenches his fists, clearly trying to hold back his anger. Well, if it isn't the young Miss Mac, what brings you to this chaotic place, and why are you trying to steal my business? Mak Ka Ni doesn't like the word steal. The rule of fair trade, highest bidder wins, has been around this black market for a long time. Elder Lai, you're the one acting like a thief and crying foul. Then she turns to Deepow. and offers him 300,000 yuan for the crystal in his hand. This number shocks even Elder Lai, who jumps to his feet. This kid only asked for 200,000, and you're offering 300,000. What are you playing at? Oh, I'm rich, so I can do what I want. Unlike your Hung Chin Corporation, who tries to fleece even a level 3 kid, if spending an extra 100K can completely humiliate your corporation, then this deal is well worth it. Ma Kanyi's words nearly give Elder Lai an aneurysm. Knowing he can't compete, he gets up and leaves with his bodyguards. Deep Hao had been watching from the sidelines. He'd heard rumors about the two major powers in Safe Zone 9, the Hoang Chin Corporation and the Han Mak Corporation, being at each other's throats. Seeing it firsthand, it seems the rumors were true. And since Mak Kanyi is so loaded, why not take advantage of the situation? So Deep Hao decides to push his luck. Thank you, beautiful lady. I have a few other items here. I wonder if you'd be interested. Not interested, Mak Kanyi replies instantly. Then, in a tone completely different from before, she declares, "You don't need to thank me. I just use this as an opportunity to humiliate the Hoang Chin Corporation. Your business has nothing to do with me. You just happen to be in my line of sight." With that, Mak Kanyi orders her subordinate to pay Dia Pao. As for the magic crystal, she lets them handle it, not even caring if they just toss it. Dia Pao watches her beautiful silhouette walk away. He silently clicks his tongue. What an arrogant young miss. Still, she saved him from Elder Lai and solved his financial problem. No matter what, Deep Hao will remember this favor. With money in hand, he immediately rushes back to the hospital. Right now, without the medicine, his father's condition is not looking good. The doctor is still patiently waiting for Dia Pao's return. But the department head, a greedy slob who only sees money, has run out of patience. I heard these poor bastards still haven't paid their bill. Why are they still here? He kicks the door open, rudely demanding answers. They've paid the emergency fee, but the treatment bill is quite large. The kind doctor tries to explain, only to get grabbed by the collar and screamed at by the department head. What the hell do you think you're doing? We're running a hospital, not a charity. If these lowlifes haven't paid for their medicine, they can get the hell out. The doctor tries to plead with the bald fatso for a little more time for the family, saying their eldest son went to get the money. For his troubles, he gets a loud slap across the face. In this old man's eyes, Dia Pao is just a high school kid, a mere level 3 martial artist. Where the hell is he going to get 300,000 yuan? Then, he walks over to the hospital bed, sneering at Deep Hao's father, who's on an oxygen mask. This nutritional fluid is a rare item. You couldn't afford it even if you sold your parents, and you still want treatment? With that, he reaches out to pull the oxygen mask off Deep Hao's father. Deep Van Phi desperately grabs his hand, begging him to give them a little more time, believing Deep Hao is about to return with the money. But this heartless scumbag isn't in the mood to listen. Get money? This is the only hospital in this safe zone. It's not a place for commoners like you. If you don't have money, then go home and wait to die. He then rudely shoves her hand away. The force of the push sends Deep Van Phi stumbling, nearly falling flat on her face. At that exact moment, Deep Hao kicks the hospital room door wide open. The department head sees him and grinds his teeth in anger. He rushes forward and grabs Dia Pao by the collar. "Who the hell are you to break down my door? You're gonna pay for this." Deep Hao just glares back at him with the eyes of a demon. "Was it this arm that you used to harm my family?" Deep Hao isn't just making idle threats. He uses the power of Nachich VMD to set the man's left hand on fire. The department head, unable to put out the flames, panics and runs out of the room. The kind doctor sees this and gets worried, asking Dia Pao, "What did you do to him? Why did his hand suddenly catch on fire?" "He had the right to kick us out, but he laid a hand on my family, and that's something I can't tolerate. Consider this a small punishment. Don't worry, I'll give you an extra 10,000 for his medical expenses." With that, he compliments the doctor for having good ethics, saying if everyone were like him, patients would be much better off. Hearing Deep Hao's words, the doctor feels a bit more at ease. Honestly, he thinks the department head deserved it. That guy has always been a jerk, using his connection as the hospital director's nephew to be rude. He only cares about profit, and many colleagues have long been fed up with him. Running into Deep Hao today was karma. Maybe he'll tone it down a bit now. After that, Deep Hao hands him a card with 310,000 yuan on it. The doctor takes it, promising to give his family the best possible care. Deep Hao doesn't forget to thank him for his trust and for giving him time to gather the money. He considers himself indebted to the doctor for this great favor. "No need to thank me. This is what a true doctor should do," he replies. But he's secretly sizing Diepao up. Not only did he cure his own debuff, but he also managed to get 300,000 inches such a short time. He's certain this Diepao kid has a secret and is no ordinary person. After the doctor leaves, only the 4 members of the Deep family remain in the room. Deep Van Phi finally breaks down in tears, her body shaking as she repeatedly apologizes to Deep Hao for not being able to protect their parents while he was gone. Of course, Deep Hao doesn't blame his sister. She was also injured and weak. It's understandable that the fat department had bullied her. But there's something else that's really bothering Deep Van Phi. Because of the debuff, she can't participate in the dungeon competition the Academy is holding tomorrow. Deep Van Phi had already registered and vowed to win, using the prize money to improve their family's life. But now she can't, and she feels guilty for making Deep Hao borrow money. Deep Hao doesn't explain that he didn't borrow the money, and instead asks about the competition his sister just mentioned. The dungeon competition, the one the school holds every year with the huge prize money? Deep Van Phi nods, adding that this year's prize money has been increased to 500,000. That's why she's been preparing for a year, only to get poisoned right before the event. When Deep Hao hears 500,000 yuan prize, his eyes light up. He tells Deep Van Phi to rest and recover and to let him handle the money. That 500,000 yuan, he's got it in the bag. The next morning, the Academy's annual dungeon competition has begun. During the opening ceremony, the principal officially announced the prize of 500,000, with additional bonuses based on how well the contestants clear the dungeon. As for why the prize money is so high this year, he explained that it's because they received sponsorship from the Han Mac Corporation. And so, to the roaring excitement of thousands of students, Mak Ka-ni and her 2 bodyguards appeared in a dazzling spotlight. Then, the principal made another announcement. The winner of this competition will get to directly join the Mac-Kong battle team of the Han Mac Corporation. That's a top 10 ranked team on the dungeon leaderboards. Getting in means you're one step closer to the peak of life, a prize far more valuable than the money itself. Unlike the other students who are losing their minds with excitement, Diep Hao is completely calm. He'd heard that the competition between the corporate battle teams was fierce. It seems the young miss is in a hurry to recruit new talent from the Academy. In any case, it has nothing to do with him. Diep Hao's only goal is the prize money. After hyping up the sponsor, the principal finally got to the main point, announcing this year's challenge. The mission is to successfully conquer the shadowy deep forest, a dungeon with a level range of 5 to 10. This is one of the Academy's high-level dungeons. And what's more, no one has ever successfully cleared it. The weakest mobs in there are level 5, and the final boss is a level 10 elite beast. Meanwhile, the average student level at the school is only about level 5. Going in there is basically a suicide mission. They even revealed the final boss of the dungeon. It's the level 10 Shadow Tree Demon, a true elite class monster. Seeing this, many students already felt their spirits sink. They knew the Academy wouldn't just hand out freebies. Only Deep Hao is thrilled. A level 10 Shadow Tree Demon? His link level with Natshich VMD is already 12. This works out perfectly for him. Because this dungeon is genuinely difficult, the Academy has decided to allow teams of up to 5 people. After this was announced, the students quickly regained their morale. If they can team up, they just need to party with a high-level player and they're golden. However, the competition also includes a PvP element, meaning you'll have to fight other teams for mobs and always be on guard for backstabs. Deep Hao figures the Academy is trying to train the students' real-world combat and survival skills. Principal, if a team wins, how is it decided? A student raised his hand and asked, "Haha, I'm sure many of you have the same question. The principal seemed to have been waiting for this." The competition is based on individual points, but the points from conquering the Shadow Tree Demon will be divided among the team. The team with the highest contribution to defeating the Shadow Tree Demon wins. Additionally, to give the students a taste of a real battlefield, the Academy added an even more brutal rule. In the PvP zone, if you defeat another team, you can transfer their accumulated points to your own team. This rule is basically encouraging everyone to slaughter each other. The students' moods were being played like a roller coaster by the principal. Many of them wanted to drop out, but the competition had already officially begun. The students start scrambling to form their own teams. Usually, they'd look for a balanced party with different roles, like attack, defense, healing, buffs, and so on. But no matter what kind of team it was, none of them wanted a level 3 waste like Deep How. Being mocked by these blind fools doesn't faze Deep How one bit. He wasn't planning on teaming up with anyone from the start anyway. Going solo is the most efficient, and he won't have to share the prize money with anyone. So Deep How walks over to the registration teacher to sign up. The teacher turns around, sees him standing there all alone, and asks, "Hey, where are your teammates?" "It's just me. Please sign me up," Deep How replies with a firm tone. She tries to convince him to reconsider, saying it's too dangerous for a level 3 martial artist to enter a dungeon where the weakest monster is level 5. Before Deep How can reply, he hears Lafong's annoying voice from behind him. A waste who can't even level up is just wasting air by being alive. Just ignore him. Let him go find a way to get himself killed. You again? Deep How turns around, his voice dripping with annoyance. But Lafong wasn't about to miss an opportunity to humiliate him. In front of everyone, he loudly proclaims that if Deep How gets on the ground and barks twice, he'll carry him through the dungeon. His 2 NPC lackeys behind him eagerly join in, laughing so hard they can barely breathe. "Oh, really? So how does a dog bark?" Deep How asks. Lafong, riding high on his ego, actually demonstrates for him. After letting out 3 loud woofs, he and his 2 goons freeze on the spot. Realizing he just got played by Deep How, Lafong's anger flares up again. This guy is a classic meathead, so his solution is always to use his fists. But this time, before he can land a punch on Deep How, the registration teacher stops him. "If you want to fight, do it in the dungeon. You don't get points for fighting out here." Lafong can't do anything, but he's still fuming. He threatens Deep How, saying that once they're in the dungeon, he'll be waiting for him to serve up his own head. After Lafong's group leaves, Deep How urges the teacher to hurry up and register him. Although she's worried about him going alone, she has no right to stop him. Your courage is commendable, but in the end, results are based on strength. I can only wish you luck. As she speaks, she hands him the registration form. Deep How takes it and politely thanks her. Then he steps through the portal into the dungeon. The moment he starts his first ever dungeon, the King's account system sends him a complimentary reward of 2,000 experience points. Meanwhile, Makani happens to spot Deep How. It takes her about 3 seconds to realize it's the same kid she met at the black market yesterday. This kid is interesting. Only level 3, but dares to barge into the black market, and now he's trying to solo a level 5 to 10 dungeon. Let's see what you've got besides guts. Makani mutters to herself, ready for a good show. She's already memorized the name Deep How. Meanwhile, our boy has officially entered the dungeon on the other side of the portal. Each player's starting point in the dungeon is randomized. This is to prevent teams from spawning at the same spot and immediately starting a bloodbath. This setup is perfect for Deep How's solo run. First, he needs to clear out the small mobs around him as quickly as possible, then figure out his next move. And just like that, Deep How starts seriously hunting monsters. But while it's not difficult, it's taking a lot more time than he expected. The area of this dungeon is massive. The mobs are scattered all over the place. Looks like if he wants to win, he'll have to hunt down high-level beasts. Just then, he spots several small spiders all crawling in the same direction. Trusting his gut, Deep How decides to follow them. After a while, he finds himself deep in the forest. And it's here he discovers a gigantic red spider web with a girl trapped inside. Her name is Nguyen Diem Diem, a level 5 healer. This Nguyen Diem Diem has some seriously bad luck, getting caught by a spider beast right at the start. It makes sense though. Healers usually have 0 combat ability, so they're easy targets. After waking up, she starts screaming for help. And that's when Nguyen Diem Diem spots Deep How. "If you want to live, shut up," he says, lightly hopping onto a tree branch right above her. "If you keep screaming like that and attract the beast, I'm not risking my neck to save you." It's a bit dark, but Nguyen Diem Diem still recognizes him as Deep Van Phi's brother, the player who can't level up. She was hoping for a savior, but seeing it's Deep How, she loses all hope. "Why is it you? Why are you even in this dungeon? You're only level 3. Do you have a death wish? Maybe you should just leave me and run. If you don't, when the beast comes back, you'll die with me." Deep How just shrugs. Nguyen Diem Diem is his sister's best friend. If she found out he saw her friend in trouble and did nothing, she'd probably skin him alive. So all he needs is for Nguyen Diem Diem to shut her mouth and wait patiently. But this girl, clueless about Diapao's true power, keeps urging him to run. Because how could a level 3 player possibly cut through the web of a level 8 elite spider? Really? It's just a level 8 elite beast, Diapao replies nonchalantly. A flame appears in his hand. The entire spiderweb is instantly incinerated by Diapao in a matter of seconds. Nguyen DM is saved, but she can't believe it. The one who saved her was the so-called Waste, who's been hard stuck at level 3 forever. Now that she's free, Diapao tells her to hurry up and find her team, because wandering around alone here is not safe at all. But before he can finish his sentence, he feels some kind of liquid drip onto his shoulder. Diapao looks up and sees the beast. The Red Widow has appeared. Not good. It seems like burning the web alerted it to their presence. What's worse, the fluid it's secreting is poisonous. On instinct, Diapao grabs Nguyen DM and jumps off the branch. But they land right in another web, a death trap. Diapao has no idea when the monster set this up. This must be the hunting instinct of an elite monster in this dungeon. And now, because he's dragging around a girl with 0 combat ability, he's in a seriously bad spot. Then, the red web suddenly tightens, binding the two of them together. Besides the crushing pressure on her chest, Nguyen DM can see the Red Widow slowly approaching. She's convinced she's done for. Even if she doesn't suffocate, the spider's going to eat her. Don't struggle, or the web will only get tighter, Diapao yells. Man, his luck is terrible. It seems like he has some kind of beef with spiders lately. Even with the King's account system backing him up, he still has too little real combat experience, which was enough to land him in a deadly situation. Looks like if he gets out of this, he'll need to train harder, but for now, the priority is figuring out how to escape this mess. Nguyen DM next to him is just bawling her eyes out, which is only making Diapao more annoyed. Strangely enough, the Red Widow doesn't eat them right away, and just slowly crawls away. Nguyen DM thinks maybe they're not to its taste. But Diapao knows this is not a good thing. Based on this beast's behavior, after a successful hunt, it lays its eggs inside its trapped prey, using their bodies as a nursery for its offspring. It just left because it's not full yet. Once it's had its fill, it'll be back. No way! I'm not giving birth to its babies. Nguyen DM starts struggling again, causing the web to tighten. Yelling at her does no good. Teenagers are just impossible. Being tied up this tightly with a well-endowed teenage girl is both embarrassing and awkward for Diapao. Nguyen DM completely ignores his words, just crying and squirming nonstop. Diapao is getting seriously annoyed. If this keeps up, he's gonna lose his life in this dungeon. But they're tied so closely together. If he forcefully uses the power of Nachij VMD, he'll end up hurting her. That leaves only one option. Diapao lowers his head and bites down on a strand of the web. Nguyen DM thinks he's trying to do something perverted and starts struggling even more. What are you doing? Is this really the time to be a creep? Get your mind out of the gutter. This is the last time I'm telling you. If you want to live, stop struggling. And stop making weird noises. Bite with me. Once this web hardens, we won't have another chance to get out. Diapao snaps back impatiently. Luckily, the web isn't poisonous, and since it was just spun, it hasn't hardened yet. They can just barely bite through it, though it's slow. The only problem is his teammate is completely useless. All she does is make weird noises and let her imagination run wild. Nguyen DM starts helping him bite the web. But she's so incompetent she can't even bite straight and ends up biting him several times. After a struggle, they finally break free. Nguyen DM collapses on the ground and starts crying again. We're finally saved. Now is not the time to let your guard down. Get up and run, Diapao says, exasperated. He really doesn't understand how this person is best friends with a demoness like his sister, Diep Van Phi. Even so, Nguyen DM shows no intention of getting up, saying her legs have no strength left. To make matters worse, the Red Widow has returned. Diapao shoves Nguyen DM aside. He tells her to hurry and find her team and leave this to him. But this girl still won't leave, desperately grabbing his shirt. Hey, you need to pick the right time to act tough. You're only level 3. You stand no chance against a level 8 elite monster. Just run with me. Run? Ha, Diapao scoffs. I didn't enter this dungeon to be hunted like prey. My goal is to be the hunter. And for what happened earlier, I'm going to make it pay. After a few more seconds of bickering, the Red Widow is right in front of them. Nguyen DM still refuses to leave. At this point, Deepao doesn't have the energy to care whether she stays or goes. He just loudly warns her not to get in his way. Deepao's eyes radiate a powerful pressure that makes Win tremble. She stammers that since she's a level 5 healer, she'll stay in case he gets hurt. His gaze passes over her quickly, but it leaves her shaking, wondering how a level 3 player could possess such an intimidating aura. Nguyen even suspects that Deepao has some way of hiding his true strength, but she quickly dismisses the thought as impossible. Deepao walks towards the Red Widow alone. Black spider, red spider. At the end of the day, they're all spiders. So he'll use this spider to vent all the rage he feels for his family, who are still in the hospital because of another spider. Then, Deepao summons his Deep On Kiem. Seeing a mere level 3 human dare to challenge it, the monster hisses in anger. Seeing it can't even speak human language like the Queenon Mathu, Deepao looks down on it even more. Looks like this one is far weaker than that other spider. And sure enough, the Red Widow is much weaker than the Queenon Ma Thursday, because in the next moment, it gets sliced in half by his Deep On Kukiem. In a single move, seeing the massive spider's body split into two, Nguyen Diem can only stand there with her jaw on the floor. That kind of attack power doesn't belong to a waste who can't level up. To be able to one-shot a level 8 elite monster, it seems she was right about Deepao hiding his true power. Deepao successfully kills the Red Widow, earning 1,000 points in the competition, which is 100 times more than the mobs he was painstakingly farming earlier. The system also immediately rewards him with 5,000 experience points. And somehow, Nguyen Diem also piggybacked off him and got 500 points. Even though she did absolutely nothing and was actually a hindrance. Realizing she just got carried to a win by Deepao, Nguyen Diem immediately activates her hug, the pro's leg strategy. So she completely forgets about finding her old team and insists on following him. Great God, tell me, how do you hide your level? I knew it! A genius who was level 3 right out of the gate couldn't possibly stay at one level forever. You definitely have your own plans, right? Can you tell me? Nguyen Diem even shamelessly hangs on to him. What a point slave. Deepao is starting to regret saving her. Luckily, besides the 1,000 dungeon points, the king system also gave him an extra 5,000 EXP, so he's in a good mood and won't hold it against her. But the secret of his system is something he can never let anyone know. You can have the points, but you're not getting any of the loot. I'm taking it all. Any objections? Deepao asks, and of course, Nguyen Diem has no objections. She just wants to stick with him to farm points. After that, Deepao stumbles upon something else. The system calls it the Red Widow's Poison Fang, a single-use combat item. Deepao feels lucky. Even though the Red Widow didn't drop any gear, this kind of combat item is in high demand on the black market. He can sell it for a good price. But his luck doesn't stop there. Suddenly, the Red Widow's Poison Fang gets a random upgrade. It becomes the Red Widow's Fatal Poison Fang, gaining additional effects like bleeding, poison, and weakness, and its uses increase to 3. Deepao is stunned. An item dropped from a beast can be upgraded on the spot? This seems to defy all logic. And then he remembers the ring that dropped from the Queenon Mathu earlier. Deepao immediately opens his inventory to check. He didn't get a good look at it before, but now he sees it's a lucky ring that gives him a chance to randomly upgrade dropped items. This is truly incredible. With this ring, his future loot drops are going to be insane. Deepao is overjoyed, and he'd be even happier if Nguyen Diem wasn't glued to him. Hey, I suggest you have some self-respect. Stop clinging to me all the time. I'm not that kind of guy. Deepao pushes her hand away, but Nguyen Diem stubbornly holds on. Who said you were? I'm just scared, and being near a great god makes me feel safe. Great God, everyone at school calls you a waste, but that's all just a disguise, right? What kind of item did you use to hide your level? I'm so curious what your real level is. The more Nguyen Diem talks, the more annoyed Deepao gets. Finally, he can't take it anymore and shoves her hand away for good, warning her not to ask so many questions. He wanted to go solo for a reason. If she insists on following him, she needs to be quiet and keep his secret. Otherwise, he won't hesitate to take action, even if she is his sister's best friend. Once again, Nguyen Diem is intimidated by Deepao's aura and immediately clamps her mouth shut to show her sincerity. After walking a few more steps, they hear a sarcastic voice from behind them. Well, isn't it Nguyen Diem? You're still alive? The Red Widow didn't eat you? You've got some thick plot armor. This group is Nguyen Diem's old team led by Lai Deng. Leaving her to the Red Widow was their plan all along, just to kick her out of the party. A fool who only cares about magic all day, what right do you have to be on our team? If it wasn't for us being classmates, I wouldn't have even brought you into this dungeon. Lai Deng has 3,000 points, which explains why he's acting so arrogant. Nguyen Diem is furious. This despicable coward clearly used her as bait for the Red Widow, then got scared and ran away. Now that it's safe, he comes back to mock her. What a total fraud. Lai Deng is about to mock Nguyen Diem some more, but then his lackey notices that the Red Widow is dead, and its corpse is currently being burned by a fire that won't go out. Lai Deng's jaw drops in shock. The Red Widow is dead? I just gathered enough people to come back and deal with it. Nguyen Diem, don't tell me this was your doing. So what if it was? Nguyen Diem says, puffing out her chest. She tries to grab Diapao's arm again, but is coldly pushed away. The great god and I teamed up to kill that Red Widow. What do you have to say about that? You despicable cowards are no match for him. Diapao, suddenly dragged into their personal drama, finds Nguyen Diem even more annoying. As for Lai Deng's crew, they immediately recognize him as the infamous waste who can't level up and start mocking both of them. Nguyen Diem, this is the great god you're talking about? Did you fry your brain with magic? Haha, a team of a magic-obsessed idiot and a waste who can't level up. You two are a perfect match. Haha. Being ridiculed by them, Nguyen Diem's face turns beet red with anger. You can insult me, but you can't insult the great god. Or else, she stammers, unable to finish a complete sentence. Lai Deng looks at the burning Red Widow and says, whatever, it's just 1,000 points. We can get more elsewhere. But I'm sure Nguyen Diem just got lucky killing it. I refuse to believe that Waste Diapao had anything to do with it. Therefore, a notification suddenly pops up in front of Diem. He holds out his hands and laughs. Looks like you're still useful after all. How about it? Want to rejoin the team? The screen displays, Lai Deng invites you to join the team. Except, she immediately screams in rage, you think I'd still trust you? A member of Li Deng's team chimes in mockingly, this is your chance to get carried to victory. Don't be ungrateful. Being a meat shield for us is the greatest contribution you can make. Besides, if you follow that kid, you won't even know how you died. Diem can't take it anymore and yells, that's enough. Don't you dare insult the great god. Suddenly, a roar echoes from the forest. She starts crying, clings to Diapao, and yells, what was that scary sound? Lai Deng's team looks over and shouts, is that the roar of a Ma Bao Long? That's a rare elite monster worth 5,000 points. Can't believe it spawned so close to us. Let's go. This is worth way more than the Red Widow. Diapao calmly speaks up. Hold on. You guys think you can take on a Ma Bao Long? That's a complete death wish. Lai Deng's face darkens. He yells, what the hell did you just say? With a smirk, Diapao replies, I said, with your current strength, you're just going to be a toothpick for it. I advise you to know your limits and not go looking for death. Furious, he's about to charge over, shouting, then I'll get rid of you first. But his teammate grabs him. Lai, don't waste time on this loser. We'll lose the monster if we wait. Before leaving, he turns back to threaten him. You got lucky, Diapao. This isn't over. Diem watches them go and scoffs. You can't reason with someone who wants to die. Great God wanted to help you. Don't come crying back for a rescue later. She turns to Diapao, her eyes sparkling, and asks, Great God, should we go clear some small mobs? With me here, it'll be easier. Diapao's voice cuts her off. Clear small mobs? No. He walks ahead with his hands in his pockets, saying, the dungeon is too big and the mobs are too scattered. We won't get much. To win, clearing small mobs isn't enough. Diem hurries after him, asking, really? So what's your plan? Diapao looks back with a sly grin and replies, of course, we follow them and reap the rewards when they're done. Inside the mountain peak, roars continue to echo. The Ma Bao Long, with its glowing red eyes, snaps its jaws at its prey, then looks around and lets out another cry. Lai Deng's team, hiding nearby, starts whispering, Lai, it looks like the Ma Bao Long just fought another beast. It's already down 15% of its health. Looks like we got lucky. A teammate, trembling, says hesitantly, it's down 15% of its health. Looks like we got lucky. Lai, maybe we should just... Lidung grits his teeth and starts calculating. There are 4 of us at level 5, and you think we can't beat a level 8 elite? This is the only rare elite in this dungeon. It's loaded with treasures, and you want me to just give up? He raises his fist and shouts, "Damn it, don't be scared. I'm here. What are you afraid of? Let's kill it." Even if we don't get the final boss, this will be enough to get us into the top 10. Lidung starts daydreaming about what happens next. He'll deal with that punk Dia Pao, and Win DM will willingly throw herself at him. She'll be in his arms, cooing, "Lai, you're so brave." Then he'll shout, "You loser, I'll show you that not just anyone can act tough in front of me." And Dia Pao will kneel and beg for forgiveness. "Big bro, I was wrong." Thinking about this, he laughs and makes his decision. Let's do it. Lidung leads the charge, yelling, "Let's go! Get your heads in the game. Today, we're going for the win." His team follows closely, shouting, "Lai is so cool." Suddenly, one of them stops and yells, "Wait, something's not right, Lai." The guy points at the Ma Bao Long. I remember the guide said, "This Ma Bao Long is supposed to be black and green." "Why is it black and red now?" Lidung exclaims. "What did you say?" The guy looks at its color and says, "Black and red, that looks like its berserk state. Did the previous beast piss it off?" Hearing this, Lidung curses, "Damn it, why didn't you say so earlier?" He immediately screams, "If it's berserk, how the hell are we supposed to fight it? Run!" Lidung turns and bolts, shouting, "Run!" as the Ma Bao Long raises its tail. Lidung's team is sent flying by its tail. The leader screams, "Help!" His teammates, faces pale with terror, scream and cover their heads. In the next moment, the Ma Bao Long opens its mouth and lets out a roar, spewing a sea of fire that incinerates them. Lidung, trembling all over, stammers, insta-killed, his heart pounds with fear. So this is the berserk state of a rare elite? It's terrifying. He quickly turns and flees, but the Ma Bao Long is still chasing him. He thinks, why is this happening? The Ma Bao Long's aggro is all on me, but I'm confident in my speed. I'm an agility build for a reason. If I can't win, I can at least run. But a dungeon beast aggro won't just disappear. Lidung grits his teeth and decides, I have to lure it to someone else. Transfer its aggro off me. The closest person is Dia Pao. Perfect. You're going to receive this grand gift from me, Dia Pao. Lidung spots him and DM ahead and thinks, there they are. I'm about to run out of breath, and you two are just strolling around like nothing's happening. She points at him and shouts, Lidung, you actually ran back here. What did I tell you? Lidung grins and calls out, don't be so cold. This time, I didn't come back empty-handed. DM hears this and asks, puzzled, huh? What are you talking about? He rushes towards the two of them, yelling, I said, I brought you a very special gift. Deep House smiles faintly, raising a fist to decline. No need to be so polite. Your points are the best gift. He silently calculates. His speed is impressive. Is he planning a direct attack? And what about his teammates? Something's not right here. Lidung zips past DM and laughs. We'll settle the points later. Then he shoves her backward, saying, go see what kind of gift I brought you. DM tumbles to the ground, crying out in pain. She sits up, startled, and screams, Lidung, what are you doing? Why did you suddenly... In an instant, a dark shadow appears right next to DM. She stares, stunned, as the Ma Bao Long opens its massive maw right in front of her. She stammers, Ma Bao Long. DM shuts her eyes, thrusts her hands out, and unleashes a spell, screaming, stay away! Seeing this, Dia Pao angrily scolds her, you idiot! Don't attack it! Its aggro isn't on you! As the energy from her hands hits its nose, its health bar only drops by 1. DM scrambles to her feet, crying, and runs towards him, admitting her mistake. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to! Great God, save me! Lidung sees her panic and laughs mockingly. A dungeon newbie, your reaction didn't disappoint me. Nguyen DM, what do you think? Dia Pao? Teaming up with an idiot like this? It's indescribably thrilling, isn't it? Weren't you bragging about how good you are at fighting? Well, I brought you a big gift. You should be grateful and accept it. His figure quickly vanishes. My ultimate move is coming. I'll leave this to you. Don't worry, after the Ma Bao Long tears you to shreds, I'll be kind enough to collect your corpses. Lidung disappears, leaving only the sound of his arrogant laughter. In the next moment, Deep Hao throws a punch in one direction and asks, did I say you could leave? Lidung is shocked. Deep Hao grabs Lai Deng by the neck and says, "Even though this Win Diem Diem is a simple-minded girl, she's still useful to me. But you compared to her, you're not even worth a dime." His figure gradually reappears, and he screams in disbelief, "What's going on? I was completely invisible. How could you still see me?" Deep Hao's voice drips with sarcasm. "Looks like your ultimate move isn't that high level. You were only invisible, not completely gone." He tightens his grip on his neck and says, "So don't be surprised. In my eyes, you're nothing more than a heat signature." Lai Deng grabs his hand and shouts, "What? You're saying you can sense me through my body heat? How is that possible?" He keeps screaming, "Diep Hao, you son of a let me go. That Ma Bao Long is in a berserk state. If this continues, we'll all die." Deep Hao closes his eyes and asks with a smirk, "Is that so?" Then he stomps his foot hard on the ground, causing it to crack into pieces. Lai Deng's eyes widen as he exclaims, "This immense power!" The Bak Phim Liet Nguk quickly engulfs the Ma Bao Long. Diem Diem jumps and screams. His eyes are wide and his mouth is agape. "Holy crap, you're the waste who can't level up? How do you have this kind of power?" Lai Deng kneels on the ground and begs, "I just want the shared points. I don't need the gear or items." "How about it?" Hearing this, Diep Hao says sarcastically, "Team up? Your shamelessness exceeds my expectations. But..." He looks at Diem hugging herself and says, "Ask her if she agrees." He bows his head and pleads, "Miss Win, for the sake of us being classmates, I brought you into this dungeon." She looks up at Deep Hao and thinks, "Great God, he's so dominant. He's making my heart pound." Lai Deng grabs Diem's leg and asks, "Great lady, do you agree?" He repeatedly bows his head, begging for mercy. "Even if we don't team up, just spare me. Please help me beg Diep Hao." She turns her head to look at Lai Deng and shouts, "Let go of me! A despicable coward like you is unforgivable." He immediately admits his fault. "I treated you like a punching bag before. I was wrong. Give me a chance." In the next moment, the Ma Bao Long inside the Ring of Fire opens its mouth and lets out a roar. Diem sees this and anxiously shouts, "Not good, great God! The Ma Bao Long has broken free. What do we do?" Diep Hao sees this and thinks, it can break the firewall with just a roar? Berserk State really is no joke. Lai Deng flashes a sinister smile, grabbing the blade on his back, thinking, "Now's my chance." He then raises the blade and lunges at Deep Hao. "This Toi Dak Chi Thu is my one-hit kill move. Die, you waste, Deep Hao." As Lai Deng strikes, a blade materializes and blocks his attack. He's shocked and exclaims, "When did this guy Diep Hao speaks? Still trying to sneak attack at a time like this? Your brain is just for show. You went through all the trouble of luring the monster here. For me, I was actually thinking of sparing you." Then, he turns his head and stabs Lai Deng in the stomach with his sword. But it seems that's not necessary. He smiles faintly and says, "I'll take the gift you brought me." A notification sound dings. Diep Hao receives plus 5,000 personal points and Li Deng's team points. The system voice announces, "Ping. PvP protection mechanism activated. Player Lai Deng has failed the dungeon and is being removed." Lai Deng clutches his stomach and curses, "Diep Hao, you bastard. I won't let you get away with this. This isn't over." In the next moment, the system announces, "Congratulations, player Deep Hao, for obtaining the skill book, Stealth, and the weapon. Toi Dak Chi, Thursday. The PvP mechanism has a chance to drop the opponent's items and equipment, tradable." He touches his chin and remarks, "Lai Deng is a rich kid. After all, he already has excellent quality gear at level 5. The screen displays a reminder, Stealth Skillbook. Using this skillbook grants the stealth ability for 30 seconds. Cooldown, 1 hour, can be upgraded. Toi Dak Chi Thu, a consumable weapon with a chance to inflict a critical hit on humanoid creatures. Remaining uses 1. He wonders to himself, but to get 2 items from 1 drop? This has never happened before. Just then, Diem's voice calls out, "Great God, be careful." She sees the Ma Bao Long charging at Diep Hao and shouts a warning, "The Ma Bao Long is coming for you." He turns his head and looks back, thinking, "This thing is fast." Then, Deep Hao raises his sword and slashes at it, shouting, "Ma Bao Long, the specialty of the shadowy deep forest, the only rare elite, fire attribute. Its characteristic is that it easily enters a berserk state, and once it does, all its stats are multiplied, making it extremely difficult to deal with. The Ma Bao Long's force sends him flying. Deep House silently calculates. The textbook has a section on berserk state. If you encounter a berserk beast in the wild or in a dungeon and cannot escape, you must adjust your posture and lie still on the ground. That way, you can die with dignity. He swings his sword, unleashing dazzling streams of orange-yellow light, thinking, but now... Deep Howe looks at the fire dragon phantom surrounding him and muses, looking at the fire dragon phantom surrounding me. None of this is a problem for me anymore. The only annoying thing is... He watches the Ma Baolong being relentlessly attacked and thinks, if the Ma Baolong is in a berserk state, even if I defeat it, I won't get any gear or item drops. This means the player has to defeat it while being careful not to use too much force and enrage it. This mechanic is a pain. Deep Howe crouches down and looks over, saying, but luckily, I'm smart enough to have a backup plan. Even if the Ma Baolong is berserk, I have a way to handle it beautifully. He charges forward, thinking, and the crucial key to this method is... Deep Howe transforms into a golden streak of light and strikes, saying, win DM. He appears in front of DM and says curtly, listen to my command. Get ready to give the Ma Baolong some comfort. She confirms, comfort? Deep Howe glances at the Ma Baolong, watching it intently. He raises a shield to block the flames it spews. He confirms, that's right, it's the special skill of you healers. A spell that can remove the berserk state. Get ready. DM points to herself and replies uncertainly. Although comfort can indeed remove the berserk state, there's a level difference between me and it. I'm not sure it will succeed. Plus, I can only use it once in a short period. Deep Howe straightens up and leaps towards its head, yelling, I didn't say to do it now! Listen to my command! He raises his leg high, then kicks down hard, shouting, to increase the success rate, I'll get its health below 20%. Her voice replies, yes. DM stares at him, full of admiration. This strength is unbelievable. Great God can suppress a berserk beast with just his normal body. This level of strategy is comparable to members of the major corporate battle teams. Deep Howe gracefully dodges the Ma Baolong's tail strike, calculating in his head. For me right now, taking down a berserk level 8 elite is easy, but he raises his hand to block its tail and thinks, I have to hold back to avoid accidentally killing it and getting nothing. This kind of fight is infuriating. Deep Howe touches the Ma Baolong's tail and shouts with a grin, but who told you to be a rare elite loaded with treasures? He grabs its tail and starts to pull, shouting, come on! Deep Howe swings the Ma Baolong by its tail and throws it, saying, let's see what surprises you have for me. He smashes its head hard against the ground. Deep Howe lets go and looks at DM, urging her, quick! Now's the time! She clenches her fist and replies, yes! DM raises her pink staff and begins to chant, the combination of beauty and wisdom. She waves her hand, creating a heart shape, and says, the incarnation of love and magic. DM winks, blows a kiss, and says, in the name of love, I heal you. Deep Howe freezes on the spot. He says, at a loss for words, do you really have to be so extra? When the pink heart lands on the Ma Baolong, it immediately lets out a strange cry. He exclaims, what's with that weird sound? Is this comfort or torture? Deep Howe stares at DM and confirms, are you sure you didn't use the wrong skill? She gives an awkward laugh, scratching her head. I'm pretty sure I didn't. DM watches the Ma Baolong shrink. Her eyes sparkle as she praises, so cute! Is this the Ma Baolong's true form? He mutters angrily, the hell if I know. You've completely ruined the tempo. DM looks at the tiny Ma Baolong and exclaims, my comfort spell has this kind of effect? Deep Howe replies, all right, let me finish it off. Then we'll get the points and gear and go. She lunges forward and hugs it, shouting, wait a minute. DM looks up at him and pleads, great God, can you not kill it? Look how cute it is. Plus, it's a rare elite. We could keep it as a pet. Deep Howe's voice rings out, a pet? That sounds like a good idea. Then you'll be responsible for my losses. He glares menacingly and raises his hand, threatening, I'll kill you first, take your points, and then capture this elite as a pet. 2 birds with 1 stone. Sounds good. What do you think? DM hugs the Ma Baolong and stammers well. Then she immediately holds it up high and agrees, I've thought it over. I think the points and gear are better. The Ma Baolong tilts its head and squeaks at Deep Howe. He gathers energy into a blade, raises it high, and says, "Looking at me with those innocent eyes won't help. You should understand the rule of big fish eats small fish in this world better than I do." Deep Hao's face is ice cold. Humans and beasts are the same. If you don't want to be someone's prey, the only way is to become stronger. Nearby, Diem looks sad, tears streaming down her face. In the next moment, a notification sounds. Player Deep Hao killed the elite Ma Bao Long, obtaining 5,000 points. Player Nguyen Diem assisted in the kill, obtaining 2,500 points. Her eyes sparkle as she looks at the player's screen and exclaims, "Oh my god, 2,500 points! I can't believe Long Long was worth so much. Thanks, Long Long." Deep Hao can't help but sigh, girls are such fickle creatures. The system screen appears in front of him. Killed the rare elite Ma Bao Long, obtained 50,000 EXP. Available EXP for distribution, 75,000. Distribute now? Deep Hao exclaims, 50,000 EXP! That's even more than the level 18 Kinyan Mathu. It seems dungeons really do boost EXP gain. He closes his eyes and enters the account system space. Deep Hao looks around the system space and says, "Let's see what else EXP can be used for besides upgrading the link level." The system immediately responds, detecting a large amount of player EXP. To use EXP optimally, a suit of armor appears, and its voice suggests the player can increase the link level of each VMD to 20, thereby unlocking other accounts. Alternatively, you can choose to unlock other support skills for each VMD, enhancing the account's versatility. Hearing this, Deep Hao thinks, level 20 to unlock another account? Jish VMD is already this strong. I wonder what surprises the next account will bring. He crosses his arms and wonders, but I can't just blindly unlock new accounts. Greed is not good. I should use the EXP to upgrade the Sheech VMD account. No matter how strong my attack is, I'll eventually meet an opponent I can't beat. I need the support of special skills. Combined with tactics, I'll have more options. After careful consideration, Deep Hao orders, open the special skills menu. The system screen displays, Sheech VMD link level 12. The following special skills can be unlocked. Disguise, mimic the aura of a creature one tier higher than yourself for 2 minutes. Cooldown, 1 hour. Unlock cost, 50,000 X. Speed of heat, release flames to increase speed by 50% for 1 minute. Cooldown, 6 hours. Unlock cost, 30,000 EXP. True Sight Eyes, release True Sight Eyes to scout all creatures within a certain range. Cooldown, 1 hour. Unlock cost, 70,000 XP. He looks at the skills and exclaims, holy crap, special skills are so expensive. Deep Hao says with a grin, but True Sight Eyes is pretty broken, isn't it? It's like having a map hack for a certain area. Even though it only detects creatures, that's enough. It's perfect for finding the final boss hidden in the shadowy deep forest. 70,000 it is. He reaches for the Phantom Eye and decides, unlock True Sight Eyes. The system immediately reports 70,000 EXP consumed. Unlocked skill, True Sight Eyes. Deep Hao clenches his fist and exclaims, the final boss, the Shadow Tree Demon, is hidden so well that no one has ever found it. I was thinking of giving up. But now, with this monster scanner, there's no way I won't find it. The first kill of the Shadow Tree Demon is as good as mine. Diem's voice calls out, Great God, look! He turns his head and asks, Look at what? She points in a direction and exclaims, This! Look at this! Deep Hao sees a beam of light shooting from the ground and shouts angrily, Holy crap! Nguyen Diem, who told you to open the loot? Did you wash your hands? Diem gives an awkward laugh. I couldn't help it, but that's not important. The important thing is this egg, he asks. Surprised, an egg? Is this the legendary egg with an extremely low drop rate? In the next moment, the system screen displays a description. Unidentified egg. This is an ordinary egg with strange patterns on the outside. You can try using EXP to hatch it, or you can use it to make fried rice. Deep Hao's mouth twitches. Fried rice? What the hell? He stares at Diem and speculates, but to be able to get such a rare item, could it be that this Nguyen Diem is extremely lucky? Her eyes sparkle as she looks at the egg and exclaims, This is great! I've heard that this kind of rare elite egg can be raised into a battle pet or a mount. They have extremely high destructive and combat capabilities. An image of Deep Hao riding a dragon appears in Diem's mind. Just thinking about the great god riding a majestic Ma Bao Long mount makes my heart beat faster. Hearing this, Deep How laughs. That does sound pretty cool. The system announces Deep How has obtained an unidentified egg. DM approaches Deep How and thanks him in a low voice. This is great. Great God. I can finally be of some use. I'm so sorry for always holding you back. Thank you for not abandoning me. He turns and walks away saying, By the way, I'm not into girls. This egg is mine. Hearing this, she blushes and tries to explain, No, that's not what I meant. I was being sincere. Great God, please don't misunderstand. DM quickly chases after Deep How. I don't need your egg. Great God, wait for me. Outside the dungeon, Connie sits on a sofa, watching the monitor. I was right. This kid really has some skills. Even a berserk Ma Bao Long is no match for him. He doesn't seem like someone who's stuck at level 3. She turns her head and gives an order, Bring Principal Neem to me. A voice replies, Yes, miss. Connie turns off monitor X4. This new dungeon monitoring system is useful, but it can only monitor low-level dungeons. It will only be truly useful when it can monitor mid- and high-level dungeons, which will help improve our corporation's team ranking. The school principal enters and bows, asking, Miss Mack, why did you summon me? She rests her chin on her hand and asks, Principal Neem, what is Deep How's point ranking in the dungeon? He's surprised and asks back, That student who can't level up? Connie is intrigued. Can't level up? Please explain. The principal covers his mouth and explains, It's like this. When Deep How first enrolled, he was already level 3 and was called a genius. But 3 years have passed, and his level hasn't increased. We don't know what the problem is. She rests her chin on her hand and muses, Level 3, he's good at hiding it. What's his purpose? Deep How, you're making me more and more curious. Just then, he looks at the leaderboard and exclaims, What? Deep How is ranked 3rd. How did he do that? Connie clasps her hands and says, Principal Neem, it's time to announce the dungeon point rankings. And while you're at it, reveal everyone's location. Hearing this, the principal's eyes widen. What? Miss Mack, you want to increase the difficulty of the dungeon? But the mechanics are already brutal enough. If we reveal everyone's location, the students will definitely start fighting each other. Especially this, Deep How, he'll be targeted. She replies nonchalantly, The real world is far more brutal than this level 10 dungeon. The Hanmac Corporation wants to select only the most elite talent. And this Deep How, he's not as simple as you think. He crosses his arms and thinks to himself, I can't believe Miss Mack thinks so highly of Deep How. Does he really have something special about him? It seems I need to pay more attention to this Deep How. In the shadowy deep forest inside the dungeon, the entire area is shrouded in darkness. The team leader, Tran Fong, with 2,000 points, lies on the ground, clutching his arm and shouting, I can't believe you guys teamed up to kill other players. You're despicable. The other team leader, La Fong, holds his weapon and looks down, replying, Despicable? The dungeon rules don't forbid teaming up. The other guy yells in anger, La Fong, you. He laughs arrogantly. I'm just using the rules to my advantage. If you guys didn't want to team up with me, then he stomps on Tran Fong and shouts, Then get out of the dungeon and go complain to the principal. The system announces, La Fong has defeated Tran Fong's team, obtaining 2,000 points. The team leader, Truong Jia, smiles and praises, As expected of Fong Ka, under your leadership, our 2 teams are invincible. Getting points is so easy. La Fong scowls and grits his teeth. In the future, I'll be a member of a corporate battle team. If I can't even handle this, how will I survive? This is boring. Defeating these losers isn't fun unless it's for the points. In the next moment, a system leaderboard appears in front of them. The 4 of them exclaim in unison, This display that the system just shot out is... One of them shouts excitedly, The Academy just revealed the dungeon point rankings and player locations. What's going on? Fong Xie. La Fong hears this and replies with a grin, Isn't it obvious? The Academy thinks we're not competing hard enough, so they're encouraging us. This works for me. Now I can officially rob other people's points. He looks at the name Deep How ranked 3rd. He yells in anger, What? That waste Deep How is still alive, and he's ranked 3rd. La Fong touches his chin and muses with a smirk, How did you do it? Luck? If you can get to 3rd place with just luck, that's impressive. But your luck has run out. All your points are mine. He raises his weapon and declares with a grin, Follow me. We're going to clean up. A map appears in La Fong's mind. And while we're at it, let's mess with that waist, Dia Pao. The others reply in unison, yes. Elsewhere, a figure is panting, but continues to run forward. The team leader, Hua Dian, with 6,500 points, looks back and thinks, how did this happen? How did it turn into this? He dodges a flame attack and thinks, that guy is a demon. Hua Dian runs for his life, looking back and thinking, my team was supposed to surround him, but in the end, he took us all on by himself. How? He's just a level 3 waist. How does he have that kind of power? Hua Dian sees the flames surrounding him and sighs, it's over. My escape route is blocked. Dia Pao's voice rings out, running? He walks over with Diem, flames flickering in his hand, and asks, I don't eat people. Besides, didn't you want my points? Di Pao, with one hand in his pocket, smiles and shouts, I'll wait here for you to kill me. Come on, don't be shy. Hua Dian yells in agitation, are you kidding me? My teammates were all taken down by you. You think I'm that stupid? Hua Dian, with a ferocious expression, raises his fist and charges, cursing, damn it, I'm dead either way. I'll take you with me. Di Pao sees this and says mockingly, you guys were the ones who attacked first. Why are you acting like I'm the villain? Di Pao raises his hand to block Hua Dian's punch and says, it doesn't matter. He smiles and replies, as long as I get points, being a messenger of evil or an incarnation of justice makes no difference. The other guy yells in anger, you! Dia Pao raises his hand and uses Uvium Chanhua to burn Hua Dian. Next time, remember to bring more people. The system announces, Dia Pao killed Hua Dian, obtaining 6,500 points from Hua Dian's team, received a low-grade recovery potion. It continues to announce, activating PvP protection mechanism, forcibly removing Hua Dian. Diem, her eyes sparkling, runs over and praises with a grin. As expected of the great god! All 4 enemy groups were counter-killed by you. You're so amazing. It's a shame that besides the points, these 4 groups had nothing valuable. Hearing this, he touches his chin and muses, but the Academy revealing the leaderboard and player locations, this fits the style of that young miss. She wanted everyone to fight more fiercely, but in the end, she just let me sit back and enjoy the show. Nice assist. In the next moment, a system notification appears. Congratulations to Di Pao's team. Current score, 22,500 points. Rank 1. She jumps and hugs Dia Pao, exclaiming, great God, we're number 1, this is amazing. He hears this and shouts, all right, I know, now's not the time to celebrate. Don't let your guard down. An image of the school principal presenting her with an award appears in DM's mind. Let's congratulate the genius healer Nguyen DM for winning first place in this dungeon competition. Here is your medal and prize. Di Pao's mouth twitches, and he thinks to himself, give me a break, DM. You? A goddess? With that performance, a lot of people probably hate you now. He looks at the map in front of him and wonders, looks like there are only 3 teams left in the whole dungeon. Is it almost the final moment? DM looks around and asks, but why are Lafong and Trungjia always following us, but not attacking? Dia Pao crosses his arms and replies, I know Lafong's personality too well. He looks reckless on the outside, but he's actually very cautious. Di Pao, with his hands in his pockets, adds with a cold smile, he's hiding and observing from a distance because my performance was beyond his expectations, so he doesn't dare to rush in. Once he's done his calculations and is completely confident, he'll jump out to kill me and take all my points. Hearing this, she stomps her foot in anger and curses. So despicable. I've heard Van Phi say that this La Fong is always targeting you. Why is that, great god? Di Pao replies angrily, he's just bothered by the fact that he used to be my subordinate. Don't worry about him. What we need to do now is focus and find the final boss of the dungeon. She glances behind her and says worriedly, but I've heard that the final boss, the Shadow Tree Demon, has merged with the Deep Forest and no one has ever found it. The Academy using the shadowy Deep Forest for the competition, I think they intended for us to decide the winner through PvP from the start. Dia Pao hears this and exclaims, for you to come to that conclusion, that's a bit surprising. DM puts her hands on her hips and declares, please don't underestimate my IQ just because of my looks. He runs a hand through his hair and nods, you're not wrong. This dungeon competition is indeed a test of our PvP skills. But I'm not giving up on the Shadow Tree Demon boss. After all, there's a ton of gear and EXP to be had, Therefore, then Diapao raises his hand and shouts, "Activate true sight eyes!" He feels himself seeing everything and thinks in surprise, it can even share vision? The entire shadowy deep forest is so clear. As expected of a special skill that cost me 70k EXP, the true eye opens wide and Deephao's voice rings out, "Found you, final boss, Shadow Tree Demon." Deephao looks at the golden light surrounding him and thinks to himself, the special skill, True Sight Eyes, really didn't disappoint. It easily found the hidden final boss. Whether in real life or in a dungeon, strong attacks combined with special skills is the way to go. This is exactly what I need. He looks at the extended flame and says, "The flame is leading to the boss's location?" Deephao crosses his arms and exclaims with a grin, "I can't believe it has a navigation function too. The service is so thoughtful, I have to give it a 5-star review." Suddenly, I have an idea. Then he rushes forward, urging, "Let's go, win Deem Deem! I've found the final boss! Let's hurry before someone else steals it!" Hearing this, Diem shouts excitedly, "The final boss! That's great! Great God!" She quickly chases after him. "But great God, can you be a little more discreet? If you shout so loudly, someone else might hear." Lafong, hiding in the bushes, sees this and exclaims in disbelief, "That kid Diaphao found the final boss by himself? Are you kidding me?" Trongjia, next to him, says hesitantly, "But what if he's setting us up?" He frowns, his face full of anger. "Is this Deephao playing with me? He used to be so weak and I always messed with him. Now he's like a different person. How is that possible?" Trongjia hears this and says, "But Fengcha, you saw it too. Those 4 teams earlier, he pretty much wiped them out without giving them a chance to fight back. What should we do? Do we keep following? Fengka?" Lafong grits his teeth and shouts, "Of course! I have to get into the Makkong battle team. I have to get their points. Whatever trick he's playing, I'll make him understand." He quickly chases after them, arrogantly declaring, "I'm not like those other losers. Follow me." The other 2 agree, "Understood. Yes." Lafong grips his weapon and yells, "I'm gonna kill both him and the boss!" Suddenly, the young man looks at the map in front of him and shouts, "Not good, Fengka! Diaphao's location has disappeared!" Lafong looks at the system screen and curses, "Damn it, what's going on? How can a living person just disappear? When did he learn this kind of skill? Is he trying to mess with us?" A teammate's voice asks, "Fengxie, what do we do now?" He frowns and yells, "Isn't there still a Nguyen Diem from class 153 on his team? Surround her! I don't believe he can just stand by and do nothing like a coward. You want to play games? I'll play with you, Deephao." Elsewhere, in the forest, Diem looks around and shouts, "Great God! Stop joking! Where are you? Now's not the time to be invisible." She crosses her arms and worries, "Great God just left me with a message to be the bait, and then disappeared. What does that mean?" Diem looks around and thinks, "Does he want me to be bait to lure out Lafong's group? But they're not that stupid, are they? Would they fall for it so easily?" But she doesn't know that Lafong has already appeared next to her. He looks down from above and demands, "Where is Diaphao?" Diem thinks excitedly, "He took the bait!" She frowns and shouts anxiously, "What are you doing?" Suddenly appearing like that scared me to death. Lafong frowns, his face full of impatience. "Don't play dumb with me! Tell me where that waste Deephao is hiding." Diem, with teary eyes and trembling, pleads, "I don't know either. He suddenly disappeared from the map, and I can't see him. You probably noticed it on your maps too, right?" He points his weapon straight at her and shouts, "Still pretending!" "With me? You think I won't just kill you right now?" Diem screams in fear, "I really don't know." She silently calls out, "Come out soon." Great God, I've tried my best. I can't hold on much longer. In the next moment, the ground beneath Lafong's group begins to tremble violently. They look at the giant shadow appearing beneath their feet and shout, "What's going on? An earthquake?" Lafong turns his head to see the Shadow Tree Demon's claw crushing a teammate and asks, puzzled, "What happened?" He looks up at it and says, uncertainly, "This is the final boss of the dungeon, the level 10 Shadow Tree Demon." Lafong's 2 remaining teammates scream in fear, "No way! How did we get so unlucky? We ran into the boss that no one has ever found? I thought we could just win with PvP points by the end. How are we supposed to fight this?" He immediately raises his shield and charges forward, ordering, "What are you panicking for? The Shadow Tree Demon is just a level 10 elite. There are 10 of us. Get in formation. I'll hold its aggro, they reply in unison. Yes! Lafong frowns and grits his teeth, thinking, so this was your plan? To lure us here? Deep how fine. I'll accept this gift you've given me. After I become the first person to clear the shadowy deep forest, I'll kill you to show my gratitude. He raises the axe in his hand and swings it down, deciding, for now, we'll stick to the standard boss fighting strategy. Target its attribute weak points. In the next moment, the Shadow Tree Demon lets out a cry and raises its hand. Lafong sees this and commands, all fire mages, attack. The two of them reply in unison, understood. Lafong raises his shield to block the Shadow Tree Demon's claw attack and reminds, healers, watch my health, don't stop. Immediately, a voice replies, yes, fireball! A stream of fireballs shoots from behind him. A stream of fireballs simultaneously hits the Shadow Tree Demon. A commanding voice rings out, DPS, go all out, I'm here, don't worry about OT. Another voice replies, yes. Diem, standing nearby, thinks with admiration. Such seamless coordination. She thinks in surprise, they don't look like a newly formed team at all. It seems Lafong's arrogance isn't just empty talk. He really has skills. A continuous stream of fireballs hits the Shadow Tree Demon, and its health bar keeps dropping. Diem sees this and anxiously calls out, where are you? Great God, if you don't come out, Lafong's group might actually defeat this Shadow Tree Demon. A teammate gathers magic in his hands and shouts excitedly, awesome! At this rate, we might actually be able to defeat this Shadow Tree Demon. Lafong, behind him, laughs. Don't say might. He raises the axe in his hand and slashes at the Shadow Tree Demon, shouting, it's a certainty. Besides the numerical advantage, with my, Lafong's, leadership, a level 10 boss is nothing. Lafong looks at the 0 damage and exclaims, what? It turned to stone again? And it's immune to all damage. This is clearly... He looks up at the Shadow Tree Demon, its eyes glowing red. Its entire body turns to stone, and he reminds, everyone, be careful! The boss has entered Phase 2! Lafong's group looks at the Shadow Tree Demon emitting streams of green light and asks worriedly, what's going on? What happened? Don't ask me, I don't know. They exclaim in horror, no one has ever experienced Phase 2 of the Shadow Tree Demon. How do we fight it now? Funka. A teammate sees the trees rising from the ground and exclaims, why are these trees moving? Lafong's group looks at the tree demon surrounding them and says, in shock, holy crap, could it be? The Shadow Tree Demon split its power and activated these small tree demons, so our numerical advantage is gone. These small tree demons are at least level 7. Run! He turns his head to look at the surrounding tree demons and shouts to reassure them, run, my ass! Hold your formation! If you get aggro, lure it to me! Don't panic! Lafong sees them running in fear and curses. Damn it, you guys! Nearby, Diem is hung upside down by a tree demon's branch and screams in fear. What do you want? Let me down! You pervert! If I could just get my hands free! She's tied up and screams in fear, great God, save me! Deep How rushes over from nearby to Diem's location. He kicks the tree demon hard. The branch around her also lets go. Diem, her face full of terror, hugs herself and screams as she falls from above. In the next moment, Deep How's arms appear and catch her. He steps on the tree demon, smiles at Diem, and praises her. Your mission is complete. You did a good job. She exclaims in a panic, great God. Deep How's voice rings out with a reminder, just next time you're watching a show, remember to stand further back. Diem's eyes are filled with tears as she says happily, really? I really helped the great God? He hears this and confirms, of course. She hugs Deep How tightly and cries, that's great. Even though I was scared, I was finally useful. He hears this and comforts her. It's okay now. I'm sorry for using you as bait. Don't worry, I'll compensate you when this is over. Nearby, Lafong swings his axe and slashes at the surrounding tree demons, yelling angrily, damn it, now's not the time for flirting. As expected, it was you waste, Deep How. Luring us to the boss to reap the rewards? You're so despicable. Deep How hears this and asks with a grin, despicable? Reap the rewards? No, I was just watching a show. I didn't need your help to deal with this boss, but your performance surprised me. Your commanding ability and mature mindset are surprisingly impressive. He grits his teeth and shouts, I don't have time for your compliments now. If you know what I'm capable of, let's team up. Lafeng raises his shield to block a tree demon's attack and shouts, even if you two are losers, you can still be meat shields. Lure the monsters over here for me. Deepao smiles faintly and says, just a few compliments. Don't get so cocky. Lafeng. Trongjia runs over and curses, get out of my way, you waste! Don't block my path, or I'll kill you. Deepao raises his hand and sends him back to the real world. Team up? You think I need that? In the next moment, the system announces, defeated Truongjia, obtained 8,500 points from Truongjia. Lafeng clenches his fist and roars in fury. Damn you, Deepao! In this dangerous situation, you're killing your own side? Deepao smiles and raises his hand. My own side? No, in my eyes, you guys are just points running around, easy to get. He yells in anger, you! Lafeng raises his axe and charges, you dare to act tough in front of me? I'll kill you! Deepao crosses his arms and says, mockingly, lost your cool already? Deepao raises his hand and smacks him on the head, reminding him, remember, being hot-headed is good, but without strength, you'll be the first to die on the battlefield. Lafeng is knocked down and curses, bastard. He covers his face and gets up on one knee, shouting, who the hell needs you to teach me? Don't act all high and mighty. Deepao, even if you're good at PvP, you can't beat the boss alone. Even if you take all our points, it's useless. If you die to the boss, you won't get any points. Deepao crosses his arms and says arrogantly, is that so? Then I'll spare your life and let you die last, so you can witness it with your own eyes. Then, Deepao raises his hand and gathers streams of energy, creating a phantom flower in the sky. With a confident face, he arrogantly declares, how I take all the points and retreat unscathed. Lafeng hears this and exclaims, what are you doing? Streams of flames rain down from the phantom in the sky. The tree demons are quickly annihilated. The remaining players exclaim in shock, why are we getting hit too? They are hit and scream in pain, you bastard, Deepao. The tree demons are pierced through and also scream in pain. A teammate is hit and clutches Lafeng's leg, begging, Fengza, save me! He immediately yells, let go of me! In the next moment, the shadow tree demon opens its mouth and reabsorbs the green energy from the other tree demons. A voice asks, did the shadow tree demon just retract all its split power? Deem looks at its eyes as the stones on its body crack and fall off. Its petrified body is cracking. This means the shadow tree demon explodes, and a faint green light radiates from its body. She looks at its new shadow form and asks, puzzled, this new form is much smaller than before, isn't it? A description of it appears, shadow tree demon, shadow form, attribute, shadow wood. Deem exclaims, could this be the final form of the shadow tree demon? Deem clasps her hands and says anxiously, this is the final form of the shadow tree demon? Even though it's smaller, it seems stronger. Great God, be careful. Deepao is also surprised by the shadow tree demon's shadow form. In a flash, its figure appears behind him. Deepao turns his head and looks back, thinking, so fast. How did its speed increase so much? He raises his sword to block its attack and denies, this isn't the speed of a level 10 boss. Deepao, with his sword, immediately jumps up, constantly calculating. Furthermore, its body is smaller and its speed has increased, but its strength hasn't decreased at all. If an ordinary player doesn't have a special way to fight monsters, it would be really difficult to defeat it. Streams of green light emit from the shadow tree demon's body, shooting straight up. They extend and charge towards Deepao. Lafeng, nearby, laughs smugly. This is it. Deepao wants to fight the boss alone? This boss is luring you to jump up, then it will unleash a series of moves to kill you. By the time you fall, you'll be a pile of mush. High above, streams of red sword energy slash out, intertwining with each other. He looks at the tree branches being burned by the flames and says with a smile, your guess isn't wrong, but so what? No matter how lush its branches are, it's still just a level 10 boss. The real killing move doesn't need to be this complicated. Just aim for the weak spot. The shadow tree demon looks up and screams in pain. Deepao lands on the ground and walks past it, saying, just add a little fire, and it's done. The shadow tree demon lets out a puzzled cry and turns its head to see the streams of sword energy coming at it. The flames erupt, and its entire body is engulfed in a sea of fire. It screams in pain. The system announces, "Congratulations to player Diephau's team for defeating the dungeon boss, the Shadow Tree Demon, rewarded with 10,000 points. First kill bonus, 10,000 points. Congratulations to player Diephau for achieving the Arsonist achievement." He looks at the portal opening in front of him and a notification appears. Cleared the shadowy deep forest dungeon. Survivors, 3. The portal is open. Please exit the dungeon promptly. Lafong kneels on the ground and exclaims in disbelief, "You can insta-kill the boss? How is that possible? Are you sure you're Diephau?" He hears this and turns his head, replying coldly, "As long as you're strong enough, anything is possible." Diephau frowns at Lafong and declares, "All right, the show's over. Now it's your turn." Hearing this, Lafong immediately bows his head and admits his fault. "Hauge, I'm sorry. Please be the bigger person and spare me. I won't be disrespectful to you anymore. From now on, I'll be your subordinate, just like before. Is that okay?" Diephau crosses his arms and looks down, questioning, "You still have the nerve to say these things? You want to be my subordinate? Too bad. You're not qualified anymore." Lafong yells in anger, "Damn it, don't push it, Deep." Before he can finish, Diephau slashes off the arm holding the axe. Deem sees this and criticizes angrily. Still trying to sneak attack at this point, Lafong? But these despicable tricks don't work on the great god. Lafong's face darkens, and he sneers, "Is that so?" In the next moment, a black smoke appears from his location and envelops him. She looks at the card being cut in two and exclaims, "This is a dummy card." Lafong appears at the gate and shouts arrogantly, "Bye-bye, Diephau!" No matter how strong you are, your combat experience is too low. Diem sees this and yells, "He's trying to escape!" He walks into the gate and laughs, "You won't get my points." Diephau turns his head and slashes with his sword, charging straight at Lafong. In the face of absolute power, experience doesn't matter. His figure gradually disappears as he screams, "Diephau, you!" Please remember to like and share this video to support our channel. As Lafong's body falls, a sound rings out. Obtain the item, Dummy Card. After activation, the user will create a dummy that can be freely used. The main body enters a stealth state for 30 seconds. Remaining uses, 2. Survivors in the dungeon, 2. Diephau, 60, 2,000 points. Nguyen Diem 21,000 points. Deem hears this and laughs, jumping up and down. "I got 21,000 points in this dungeon. With a 110 exchange rate, I can get 21. I'm rich." Diephau looks ahead and says, "I said before, we'll disband after the dungeon. So the 500,000 dungeon reward is all mine. You don't have a problem with that, right?" She hears this and replies, "Why would I have a problem?" Deem hugs his arm and adds with a smile, "I'm already very satisfied with what I got. Thank you, great God, for helping me win." Diephau sees this and thinks, this girl knows when to be satisfied. Even though she's a newbie, her attitude is decent. In the next moment, the system announces, defeated the boss, the Shadow Tree Demon. Obtained 50,000 EXP, 20,000 gold reward. Obtained items, Tree Demon Branch X20, Tree Demon Bark X10, Level 10 Magic Crystal X2. Obtained the gemstone, Heart of Nature. After use, it can increase the effectiveness of healing weapons by 30% and has a chance to summon a sapling for healing. He holds the stone and muses, a gemstone that increases healing effectiveness? That's equivalent to a rare item, but it's useless to me. Reading the description and looking at the quality, it should be worth a lot of money. But having too many things will arouse suspicion and make it difficult for me to act later. Then, Diephau throws it to Diem and says, "Here, it's yours." She catches it and asks, surprised, "What? For me? Such an expensive item." Diem holds the stone with both hands and thanks him with a smile. "I didn't do anything. Giving me such a valuable stone, could it be? Great God, you have feelings for me." His cold voice cuts in, "Stop. Stop your unrealistic fantasies." Diephau closes his eyes and opens the system screen. "This is just a reward for you being bait earlier. I promised you." "All right, I'm disbanding the team." She bows her head and agrees, yes. Suddenly, the ground begins to crack open. The system continuously issues a warning. Warning. Dungeon space is abnormal. Everyone in the dungeon, please exit the dungeon immediately. The portal will close in 2019. DM covers her head in fear and screams, "What's going on?" Deep House sees the ground collapsing and shouts, "The dungeon is abnormal. This can only mean something serious has happened outside." Deep House runs towards the portal, urging, "Hurry up! Get into the portal and out of the dungeon. If we get trapped in this space, we'll never get out." DM immediately covers her head and replies, "Yes." The system begins to count down. 16. Her foot slips. DM falls hard on the ground and cries out in pain. His voice asks, "What's wrong?" She cries and clutches her leg, moaning, "It hurts so much! I think my leg is sprained!" Deep Howe exclaims, "You've got to be kidding me! At a critical moment like this!" The countdown sounds 13. DM cries and apologizes, "I'm sorry. I'm holding you back again. A newbie like me shouldn't have entered such a difficult dungeon." You go, "Great God, just leave me. I can't drag you down anymore." Seeing this, Deep Howe puts his arm around her waist and says, "You're not wrong. In this era, doing things beyond your ability is just asking for death." He picks DM up and says, "Even though you're a lot of trouble," she exclaims, "Great God, you." Deep Howe's face is serious as he says, "But you're still the teammate I chose. I can't just abandon a teammate and run away by myself." The system sounds 10. He takes a long stride and shouts, "Therefore," then Deep Howe throws DM hard towards the gate and shouts, "Go!" The countdown appears, 9. She screams in shock, "Great God, what are you doing?" DM's figure falls into the gate as she continues to shout, "Why are you so stupid, sacrificing yourself for me? No, I don't want to survive alone." The system calls out 5. The countdown reaches 3. She cries and reaches for Deep Howe, shouting, "You said you wouldn't abandon your teammate, Deep Howe!" In the next moment, the system reminds 1. The dungeon portal has closed. He takes out a scroll and says, "Why do you have to act like it's a life or death parting? You should be an actress." The system announces, "You are using a return scroll." Deep Howe scratches his head and wonders, "Sacrifice myself for you? How is that possible? You're overthinking it. I threw you into the portal because a newbie like you probably forgot to bring a return scroll." An explanation appears. Return scroll can be used to return from a dungeon to a pre-selected location in reality. Cannot be used when locked or in a PvP state. The system reminds, "Initiation complete. Beginning teleportation." Deep Howe transforms into a blue light and leaves. Inside the Academy student lounge, the system announces, "Teleported to the selected location." He is also teleported there. Deep Howe looks at the destroyed exit in front of him and exclaims, "What happened? Why is the dungeon exit destroyed like this? Where are all the teachers and students? Was it an earthquake?" No, the portal wouldn't be this fragile. It must be for another reason. In the next moment, he looks over and sees DM sitting and crying nearby. She continues to sob, "Deep Howe, why are you so stupid?" He leans against the wall and walks over, asking, "Hey, who's the stupid one here? And is this really the time to be thinking about that?" DM turns around in shock and exclaims, "Deep Howe." She looks at him and continues to sob, "That's great! You're alive!" The portal closed. "I thought you were trapped in the dungeon!" Deep Howe smiles faintly and pats DM's head, comforting her. "Stop crying now. I'm fine. Even if the portal closed, I still have a return scroll." She hugs him and shouts, "Don't lie to me again! Promise me!" Deep Howe is surprised and thinks to himself, "Hey, what are you thinking about all day? Using a return scroll is common knowledge, isn't it?" In the next moment, DM turns away in embarrassment. "Sorry, I was rude." He muses, "What's going on? Nguyen DM? DM was so free in the dungeon, but she's so timid outside?" Just then, a group of mercenaries walks over and curses, "Damn it, why are there still 2 students here?" They look at the 2 of them and exclaim in surprise, "What kind of job is this? Didn't they say all the students were locked in the gym? Catch them. If the boss finds out about this..." DM immediately hides behind him and shouts, "The symbol on them, could it be the Black Tiger mercenary group?" Deep Howe hears this and asks, "The same group that killed people in Safe Zone 5 years ago and was exiled?" He frowns and denies, "No, this profit-driven mercenary group, why would they sneak into a safe zone and come to a school? What's their purpose? The school has nothing to offer them. Deep Hao immediately thinks of her, Connie. A mercenary laughs lecherously. Damn it, a level 3 student has such a pretty girlfriend. It's not fair. Diem hears this and hides behind him with teary eyes. Deep Hao, with one hand in his pocket, assures her, "Don't worry, I'm here. It's okay." The mercenaries hear this and curse. Damn it, a level 3 waste dares to act all high and mighty. They all draw their swords and charge, shouting, "Break this kid's legs! I want him to watch us play with his girlfriend. A student, I've never had one before. I'm going to break all 3 of his legs." Deep Hao also rushes forward. All right, come on. He summons his sword and easily eliminates the mercenaries. A notification sounds, "Defeat reward, 2,000 EXP. A mercenary exclaims in disbelief, "Impossible! You're clearly only level 3. How can you insta-kill level 15S like us?" Deep Hao rests his sword on his shoulder and looks down. I'm tired of hearing these words. If I remember correctly, exiled people like you who enter a safe zone, whether you're dead or alive, there's a bounty on your head. You didn't come all this way just to give me the bounty money, did you? He falls to the ground and begs, "Don't kill me." The mercenary throws out all his valuables and pleads, "I can give you anything. Money, information, spare me." The system reminds, Shishvmd's passive skill Ignite has been activated. Max DPS, 12. He is stabbed in the shoulder by Deep Hao's sword and answers in pain, "Ma Kani! We're here to kill Ma Kani!" Deep Hao smiles faintly. An obvious answer like that has no value. A fearful voice rings out, "It's the Hong Chin Corporation." He excitedly explains, "The Hong Chin Corporation hired us to kill Mak Kani. They not only let us into the safe zone, but they also lent our leader a rare item to control her 2 close bodyguards." Hearing this, Deep Hao touches his chin and calculates, "I've heard that the Hong Chin Corporation and the Han Mak Corporation are fighting to the death over the ownership of the hunting ground dungeon. But to dare to target Makani this time, it proves that the Hoang Chin Corporation's internal..." He sheathes his sword and smiles. This information has some value. The mercenary immediately bows his head and thanks him. "Thank you for sparing me." He drinks a potion and thinks to himself, "Hurry up, I need to heal." Deep Hao looks up at the outside of the school and wonders, the whole school is sealed by a barrier? Looks like I don't have a chance to go out and report to the Han Mak Corporation for some reward money. The mercenary exclaims, "Why? Why am I still losing health? This debuff is..." He is engulfed in flames and screams in pain. "You tricked me!" Deep Hao, without turning back, replies, "Flames from the beginning. I never said I would spare you. Take the flames." The system announces, "Kill reward, 1,000 EXP. Obtained 500 gold, level 10, magic crystal X1, low-grade gem X1, adult magazine X1. Deep Hao exclaims with an awkward face, why do all the monsters drop this kind of stuff?" Then he turns and reminds, "The school is sealed by a barrier. We can't get out. Find a safe place to hide. Be careful not to get discovered." DM immediately replies, "Yes. But what are you going to do? The school is up against the black market's mercenary group this time." He looks back and instructs, "Right now, only I have a chance to save everyone. Even if it's dangerous, I have to go. I'll say it again, you must find a place to hide. Don't make any more mistakes. Making a mistake in reality will cost you your life." She smiles faintly and agrees, "Yes, I know. I'll definitely find a place to hide." She thinks happily, Deep Hao is worrying about me? This is so great. Even though I'm a newbie, he doesn't look down on me. DM watches him leave and reminds him, "Deep Hao, you have to be careful too. Stay safe." He replies without turning back, "Don't worry." Deep Hao frowns and declares, "I've thought of a way." He thinks to himself, "The most important goal is to protect Mak Kani. My sponsor can't die here, or who will I get the reward money from?" Elsewhere, a group of mercenaries walks by, cursing, "Damn it, haven't we already captured all the students? Why do we still have to patrol?" The two of them sigh and discuss, "Isn't the captain afraid that there are still students who haven't left the dungeon? Who told our squad to be ordered by the captain to guard the dungeon gate? What's there to be afraid of? We've already destroyed the dungeon gate. Even if there are still students inside, they're all dead in the dungeon. There can't be any left." Deep Hao hides behind a wall as a small soldier whispers, "What's the use of telling me? All right, it's time for the shift change. We'll talk about it when we get back to the squad." He frowns and looks over, thinking, the patrol soldiers are all level 15? Plus the numerical advantage, the ordinary teachers who are only level 10 to 20 really can't fight back. Deep Howe looks at the system screen in front of him and thinks, the cooldown for true side eyes is 20 minutes. Miss Mac, you have to hold on. Before I can get a clear idea of the personnel distribution in the school, he turns his head to look at the two of them and decides, I'll follow these two. The captain, they mentioned, maybe I can get more information. Inside the auditorium, a soldier calls out, Boss, the students captured from the dungeon gate are all here. The mercenary squad leader praises, Very good, don't move. If you want to live, be good for me, a voice asks. What do you want? Teacher Lei, tied to a chair, shouts, Let me go, and my students too. The level 25 mercenary squad leader licks his lips and says, Damn it, who tied her up like this? A true talent. She hears this and curses, You dare to cause trouble at the academy in a safe zone. He grabs Teacher Lei's face and says, That's not something you need to think about. You should be thinking about how to serve me to make me happy, in exchange for the right to live. Teacher Lei turns her head away and shouts, Let go! The squad leader laughs. Feisty, I like it. He licks his lips and exclaims, Look at this. The girls in this safe zone are really different. They eat well and sleep well. Not only their essence, but even their puberty is so delicious. I like it. The soldier behind him approaches and laughs. I'm the one who tied this girl up. As long as the captain is satisfied, that's all that matters. But after you're done, don't forget to leave some leftovers for the brothers. The squad leader laughs and praises, This kid is interesting. You'll be next. The guy immediately thanks him. Thank you, Captain. His laughter echoes in the place. Lafong turns his head to look at the students behind him and curses in his heart, a bunch of cowards. If we fought back against these guys, we could at least let the teacher run out and send a distress signal. The squad leader walks over and grabs both sides of Teacher Lei's shirt. He rips it open and laughs. Let's not delay. Let's get to it. Teacher Lei blushes and trembles, sobbing. Lafong stands up and punches the squad leader, shouting, Let her go, you scumbag! He frowns and thinks to himself, Teacher Lee is my goddess. How can I just stand by and watch her be? He punches Lafong hard in the stomach and laughs. Interesting. A worried voice calls out his name, Lafong. The squad leader touches his chin and watches him fall to the ground, laughing. A level 5 kid dares to be a hero and save the beauty? I get it. You have a thing for this girl, don't you? But I can't blame you. Who wouldn't have a thing for a beauty like her? I like guys like you, who don't even care about their own lives. He throws a knife on the ground and says, You have the potential to be a bad guy. Pick up the knife. The squad leader lifts Lafong up and points to the students. The essence of this era is that the strong prey on the weak. Don't be blinded by the peace in the safe zone. These useless kids don't deserve to live. Kill them, and you can live. And you can also join our Black Tiger mercenary group. They beg in fear, What? Don't. Fong Sa, don't kill us. Then he uses the knife to cut the ropes on his hands. Lafong's face darkens as he says, I, Lafong, am indeed a bad guy. The students below cry out in fear, What? Don't! Fong Ka, don't kill us! His voice rings out, Not only am I a bully at school, but I also enjoy the thrill of killing in PvP dungeons. Teacher Lei cries out, Lafong! He grips the knife in his hand and shouts, But I know the difference between reality and a dungeon. Lafong jumps up and charges at the squad leader. What stupid mercenary group? I don't give a damn. Die, you scumbag. He raises his hand and grabs his hand, cursing, I thought you had some brains. The squad leader raises his knife with his other hand and shouts, I didn't expect you to disappoint me. You want to be a hero? Lafong looks at the knife coming at him and hears him yell, This is the end! He widens his eyes and thinks, Damn it. I finally do something good in my life, and this is how it ends? Lafong closes his eyes and curses, This damn world. The squad leader spits out blood and screams in pain. Diep Hao's voice rings out. Looks like you're not as much of a scumbag as I thought, Lafong. The mercenaries ask in fear, Captain, what's wrong? Lafong grits his teeth and exclaims, This voice is... He looks at the squad leader falling in front of him and exclaims, What happened to this guy? A poison fang is stuck in his back. The system reminds, Red Widow's fatal poison fang deals massive damage to the target, plus poison, bleeding, and weakness status effects. Remaining uses too. Deepao slowly appears and praises with a smile. Even though you've done a lot of bad things, when faced with danger, you're a real man. A reminder appears. Stealth skill. After use, gain stealth ability for 30 seconds. Cooldown, 1 hour. Can be detected by high-level creatures. Deepao looks at the group and smiles. Looks like following those two mercenaries was the right move. Is everyone okay? He thinks to himself, with the help of Shich VMD, both stealth and attack items can be used with extraordinary effect. What's the limit? I need to find a chance to test it. The mercenaries charge forward. How did this kid suddenly appear? And he even sneak attacked the captain. The captain is level 25. He must have used some despicable item. Kill him! Deepao crosses his arms and reminds, if you want to live, get down, Lafong. He repeats in surprise, get? Lafong ducks and asks, puzzled, down? A golden light slashes from behind. Deepao swings his sword and unleashes a golden light at the mercenaries. A reminder sounds, congratulations player, for obtaining a reward of 5,000 EXP. The squad leader lies on the ground and looks at the flames falling in front of him. He widens his eyes and stammers, you damn! A disbelieving voice rings out, Deepao, you killed someone! Lafong hears this and yells angrily, all of you, shut up! Why didn't anyone stand up earlier? Now you dare to speak? If it weren't for Deepao, we'd all be dead here. These scumbags deserve to die. Another voice chimes in, Fengka is right. Deepao is amazing. Thank you. Deepao, with his hands in his pockets, looks down and asks, when faced with true life and death, your performance has changed my opinion of you. You are qualified to be my subordinate. Do you still want to join me? Lafong immediately raises his hand and shouts, yes, please let me join. Deepao, no, how, Jay, no, not the end, gay. He bows his head and exclaims, I don't want to be a small fish eaten by a big fish anymore. I want to be stronger. I'll do anything for that. He kicks the dagger on the ground into the air. Deepao catches the flying dagger and says, a good ideal. Only those who have truly experienced life and death can understand the nature of this era. Deepao points the dagger forward and says, take it. Their EXP is my gift to you. You know what to do, right? Lafong replies urgently, yes. The squad leader looks up and curses, damn it, you bunch of rotten students dare to lay a hand on the HH mercenary group? I advise you to be smart and let me go. Otherwise, not only you, but your families will also die. He raises the dagger, his face calm, and replies, I know what your mercenary group has done. That's why I won't hesitate. The other guy panics and tries to stop him. Hey, wait, stop! Lafong sighs. I can't believe I, Lafong, am serving justice today. Fresh blood splatters everywhere. The squad leader's voice rings out, ah! He looks at the golden light and the notification that appears, exclaiming, this is... Lafong is surrounded by streams of golden light. He immediately bows his head and exclaims, what? I leveled up 5 times in a row. This is amazing. Thank you, Haoge, for your help. From now on, my life is yours. Deepao raises his hand and laughs. All right, no need to be so dramatic. The other students immediately clasp their hands and plead, Haoge, please let me join. I'll work hard and only listen to you. Yes, please take me with you. Haoge. He looks over at them and asks coldly, are you worthy? Lafong walks over and unties Teacher Lei, shouting, the boss is right. You bunch of cowards. You're not even worthy of carrying his shoes. He already saved you. That's good enough. Shut up, their voices reply, yes. She scratches her head and laughs. Thank you, Lafong. In my eyes, you've always been a bad student. I didn't expect you to stand up for me at a critical moment. Thank you. He blushes and replies shyly, no need to thank me. The benefit of being a bad student is that I don't have to respect anyone. I'm bold. I couldn't stand seeing you bullied by bad guys. Deepao uses his knife to untie the others and calls out, all right, come help me untie the others. We can't stay here for long. Lafong replies, yes. Teacher Lei turns her head to look at him and asks, Deepao, what do we do next? There are still many students trapped, and the school is sealed. We can't get out to call for help. Deepao replies, don't worry, teacher. I'll think of a way. The system announces, the skill True Sight Eyes has finished its cooldown and can be used at any time. He looks at the screen and thinks to himself, perfect timing. System, use True Sight Eyes on the school. An eye appears in the sky above the school. The system announces, using True Sight Eyes on the school. True Side Eyes has been activated. The school and creature distribution have been simulated. Please check. Deepow frowns at the detailed map in front of him and calculates, from this map, most of the teachers in the school are trapped in the gym. Although the guards' levels aren't high, there are many of them. The warehouse has no guards. I can let Teacher Lei and the students hide there, but this Black Tiger mercenary group is no joke. They have 2 experts above level 40. He frowns at the 2 red dots and muses, the level 45 inches the lounge must be the mercenary leader. Then the level 20 must be Ma Ka Ni. Where are her bodyguards? Why aren't they shown on the map? The other level 40 is guarding the school gate, probably the vice leader. Deepow raises his hand and tells everyone, on my way here, I saw that the school warehouse is empty. Lafong, you lead Teacher Lei and everyone to hide there. He hears this and argues, but I want to follow the boss and help you wipe out those mercenaries. Deepow throws the Red Widow's poison fang over and replies, right now, you're just a burden to me. Besides, you have a more important job, protecting Teacher Lei and everyone. This is for you. Lafong catches it and exclaims, this is the combat item the boss used to kill the level 25 mercenary? Giving me something so high level is a waste. Deepow walks towards the door and says, take it. With your current strength, you'll die if you run into the mercenaries. Remember to avoid fighting. If you really can't avoid it, disable the enemy first and use the backstab to maximize its effect. You can use it twice more, so time it carefully. He laughs and pats his chest, assuring, don't worry, boss. Backstabbing is my specialty. His voice replies, good. Don't disappoint me. Elsewhere, Deepow sits behind a wall and thinks, although the top priority is to save Miss Mac, the mercenary leader is level 45. The level gap between me and him is too big. Even with Shichviemde's help, I'm not confident I can win against a 3-3 level difference. He peeks out from behind the wall and thinks, the biggest problem now is that I can't fight a battle with such a huge level gap. Deepow looks at the tank outside and calculates, with my link level of 12, I can handle enemies below level 25. What about the level 40 guarding the gate? A 2-8 level difference is no joke. To be safe, I should quickly increase my link level. He stands up and shouts into the system space. A system notification pops up. Player has accumulated 50,000 FP. You can choose to upgrade the account's link level or unlock a special skill. Deepow stares at the armor set in front of him and shouts, upgrade the link level. Instantly, a new notification appears. Link level +9, current link level 21. His entire body is engulfed in flames as he yells in excitement. That feeling of being absolutely jacked with power is back. His own level has finally gone up by 1, which means, with the system, the ratio of his link level to his personal level is 10:9. The system prompts him again. Linked account has reached level 20, successfully activating Sickvine's talent. 1 talent point remains. Please select a talent path. Deepow looks at the screen and wonders, talent? So it's asking me to choose between DPS or tank? He strokes his chin, calculating. Even though his link level has increased, there's still a 2-0 level gap. Choosing a defensive talent seems like the smartest play here. After all, survival is the name of the game. The system chimes in once more. Defensive talent selected. Defense specialization has reached 1 star. Deepow nods, deciding, all right, let's see just how good this 1-star defense really is. It starts notifying him that the active skill tied to the defensive talent has been unlocked. A skill description appears on the screen. Eruption, an active melee skill from the defense talent. It incinerates the target with fire, reducing their defense, lasts for 1 minute with a 1-hour cooldown. He stares at it in shock, thinking, whoa, a brand new skill just dropped. Eruption, huh? Deepow cracks a slight smile. Seems like a pretty interesting skill. I suddenly have a wickedly bold idea. At the tank encampment, a squad of mercenaries are chilling and chatting. Man, it's nice in this safe zone. So peaceful, totally different from the apocalyptic wasteland outside. Another one chimes in, tell me about it. Even a powerhouse crew like our Black Tiger Legion doesn't dare to venture too far from the safe zone to explore the unknown parts of the continent. A merc starts telling a story. I heard that continent is the old ruins of Earth before the OI era. It's crawling with powerful, wild beasts everywhere. To this day, no one dares to fully explore it. Yeah, even the elite teams from the major corporations have to be super careful out there, fighting tooth and nail over newly discovered dungeons. He lowers his voice. I heard the Hong Chin and Hanmak corporations are already fighting over the rights to a new dungeon. A merc next to him flinches. What about this mission? And gets cut off. Shh. Shut up. The commander forbade us from talking about that. Just as he's about to ask, what? Searing blades of light slice through the air, heading straight for the two of them. They're instantly engulfed in flames, screaming in agony as a system notification rings out. Congratulations. Player has received a reward of 2,000 FP. Diapao walks right through their flaming corpses, his mind already calculating. This area has 6 level 15S, 3 level 20S, and 1 level 40. I'll take out the low-level fodder first and save the level 40 for last. The remaining mercs finally spot him and raise their weapons, shouting in a panic. Not good. We have an enemy. Damn it. Who was supposed to be watching the students? How did this brat get out? Stop yapping and just kill him! Deep Hao raises his sword to block their attacks, thinking to himself, there are also a few modified armored tanks around here. If I'm not mistaken, this legion doesn't have a fixed base. They carry all their valuables with them, probably stashed inside those tanks. Suddenly, he's startled, looking at 3 strange devices thrown near him with confusion. A massive explosion erupts, swallowing Deep Hao and a fireball as a loud, arrogant laugh echoes through the area. Bitch Huan stands there, a cigarette dangling from his lips and a gun in hand. Just an ant, he scoffs. No need to panic. A little explosion takes care of everything. The mercs cheer. Vice Commander is a total badass. They walk closer to the flames, boasting arrogantly. With the Vice Commander on the scene, that little punk is probably paced by now. Of course, just some scrub who dared to cause trouble here. As the flames die down, Diap Hao is standing there, completely unharmed. He smirks. Is that so? You wanted to burn me? He swings his sword, sweeping through the approaching mercs. This little fire is barely a tickle, he shouts. They get hit and scream in disbelief. How is this possible? Up on a ledge, Bitch Huan is completely stunned. This kid, he grinds his teeth, refusing to believe it. No way. My 6 high-explosive grenades couldn't even kill a level 4 punk? Diap Hao glances at the 4 shields orbiting him and smirks. 6 grenades? Barely a warm-up. Why don't you bring out the real firepower you've got stashed away? He can't help but be impressed. As expected of a king-tier defensive talent, even at 1 star, the defense is insane. If I get this to 5 stars, soloing high-level dungeons won't just be a dream. Bitch Huan raises his gun, ready to fire, and cackles, This brat is way too cocky. I don't care where you came from. If you mess with the Black Tiger Legion, you die. I'll let you taste the infinite ammo firepower of my hell's roar. Deep Hao lifts his sword, effortlessly dodging every single bullet that comes flying at him. He closes the distance, saying, Infinite ammo, you say? That's a nice weapon. This kind of pressure is what a level 40 should be putting out. This, a grin spreads across his face as he lunges forward, shouting, makes my challenge of fighting above my weight class all the more meaningful. Bitch Huan just watches Diap Hao effortlessly dodge his attacks. He scoffs, challenging someone above your level? At level 4? Are you kidding me? Is your brain broken? I'll admit, you're tougher than I thought, but so what? As Deep Hao slashes at him, he blocks it with his gun. You think you can kill me with that pathetic attack power? You're underestimating a level 40 way too much. Deep Hao frowns. As expected, he thinks. The level gap is so big, my physical attacks can't even put a dent in his health bar. Bitch Huan then smacks Diap Hao with his gun, yelling, I don't get it! I grinded my way to level 40 inches, the safe zone. Why am I being disrespected by a level 4 brat like you? Deep Hao leaps into the air, flipping as he brings his sword down. If you know how hard it is to level up, Bitch Huan's eyes widen in panic. Not good! This is bad! There's no time to use an item! I fell right into this kid's trap! He looks at his hands, confused. Besides a weird debuff on me, my health bar hasn't dropped at all. What is this? Bitch Huan grips his gun and unloads on Deep Hao, screaming, You son of a bitch! You played me! This is a real fight, not a damn game. Die! I'm done playing around with you. Our boy raises his shield to block the barrage, wondering, the firepower's even stronger now. Can my HP hold out for a full minute? A system notification flashes. Warning, player's HP has dropped below 10%. Activating the ultimate life-saving skill of the defensive talent. Bloodlock. Duration, 20 seconds. Deep Hao thinks, Bloodlock, huh? Perfect timing. This fight will be decided in the next 20 seconds. Big Huan clutches his gun, muttering, Damit, I levelet punkt das to challenge me? He's either insane or an idiot. Suddenly he's gone flashes and stops fearing. His eyes go wide with confusion. What the hell? What happened to my hell's roar? In the next moment, Bichwan looks down in horror as his clothes and weapon begin to disintegrate and fall apart. My gear! What's happening to my gear? Deep Hao looks down on him from above. Looks like my guess was right. Your equipment's durability isn't that high. You probably wouldn't spend money on repairs unless it was absolutely necessary. A green light flashes around our boy. I admit I took a bit of a gamble, but it looks like I bet right. The system announces, basic healing potion used. HP restored by 30%. Bichwan looks up and screams, What? He scrambles to his feet, grabbing a handful of grenades and roaring in fury. Laugh all you want, you bastard. So what if all my gear is broken and I've lost my stats? Don't underestimate the items I've collected over the years. I'll beat you to death with these. Diepao calmly raises his sword and points it at him. If you could have killed me with items, I'd have been dead a long time ago. Nothing's changed. You, on the other hand, our boy calmly declares, are now even easier to kill than before. Bichwan collapses to his knees in terror, screaming, Wait, I get it. I won't resist anymore. Please don't kill me. I'm just a hired gun. The commander ordered all of this. Deepow lets out a gasp of mock surprise. All right, I'll give you a chance. He gestures to the chests on the truck. Open all those level 40 chests on the vehicle. Bichwan immediately agrees. Yes, yes. He raises his hands. I'll tell you the password. It's HHNB 666. Diepao looks down at him. Did I ask you for the password? I said, open the chests. Bichwan grits his teeth. Yes, I'm going right now, he says, but thinks to himself, damn, I couldn't trick him. Is this kid really a student? Why is he like this? He places his hand on the keypad and quickly enters the code. Bichwan slides backward, secretly plotting. I just need to pretend to submit and stall for time. The commander will definitely send people over. When they get here, I'll make this brat wish he was never born. You little punk. A loud boom echoes as the chest swings open, revealing a golden glow from within. He immediately turns his head and begs, Can you spare me now? Diepao smiles brightly and gives a firm answer, Nope. Our boy calmly states, You really thought it would be that easy? You moron? Bichwan is consumed by flames and screams. You didn't say... His feet pound the ground as he sprints forward, trying to escape. Bichwan screams at the top of his lungs, Help me, Commander, save. As his body hits the floor, a system notification rings out. Congratulations, player has received a reward of 30,000 FP. A text box appears on the screen. You have received gold X2000, weapon, Hell's Roar X1, special item, unused level 40 dungeon key X1. Deepow can't help but grumble. Only 2,000 gold? This vice commander was broke as hell. No wonder he couldn't afford to repair his gear. He looks at the key in his hand. But this dungeon key is a nice surprise. Looks like this guy was holding out on his crew. The item description appears. Level 40 dungeon key. Recommended level 40 to 45. Location. Area C87 outside the safe zone. Type. Unknown. Introduction. Unknown. Diepao looks at the chests glowing with golden light and shouts excitedly, Forget the dungeon key for now. The treasure chests are what matter. My first time opening chests, I'm a little hyped. But if this is the Black Tiger Legion's entire vault, isn't it a bit small? A notification pops up. Congratulations on achieving first treasure chest. The player's chest opening journey begins now. He looks at the chest and exclaims, You can get achievements for opening chests? What a surprise. Oh well, let's see what's inside. A flood of notifications appears. Gunpowder X150, High Explosive X230, Healing Potion X150, Mana Potion X150, Ancient Magic Crystal X10, Demon Slaying Bullets X500, Medusa's Tear X1. Deepow holds the crystal in his hand and mutters, Wow, an epic grade item, but it doesn't even list its effect. What is this for? And this thing... He stares at it, shouting with excitement, Ancient Magic Crystals! I remember these! They're rare crystals that can be absorbed and converted directly into FP. This amount of FP might be pocket change for a level 40, but for me, it's a massive score. A golden light flashes from the stones, and the system announces, Successfully converted 10 Ancient Magic Crystals. Player has obtained a total of 10,000 FP Hao shouts in shock, 10,000! The notifications continue. Player has accumulated 130,000 FP. It is recommended that the player unlock other accounts to obtain greater power. He stands there, looking at the armor set. This FP came at the perfect time, but I'm not unlocking another account just yet. First, I need to make this Crimson Flame Emperor account a true all-rounder, balanced in both offense and defense. Hao's expression becomes serious as he gives the command, System, open the Crimson Flame Emperor's talent panel. The talent panel appears with a note. Your current talent is 1-star defense. You can spend 100,000 FP to increase the link level by 10, granting 1 freely distributable talent point. He can't believe it. What? It costs 100,000 FP just to get 1 talent point? That's way too expensive. He stares at the Crimson Flame Emperor and asks, so how much FP does it take to unlock another account? The system replies, the FP required to unlock a new account with an initial link level is 25,000. Hao strokes his chin, calculating. Looks like I can't hold on to this 100k FP. All things considered, it's probably better to just unlock a new account. He feels a bit anxious. I just hope I get lucky and pull a stronger account. With that, he raises his hand and tells the system to unlock a new King tier account. It immediately responds, Request received. Hao reaches his hand towards a swirling black hole of light as a notification sounds, Unlocking new King tier account. Please wait. The dust settles and a line of text appears. Successfully unlocked new King tier account. Account, Mad Scientist, Mac 2. A mad scientist from another world whose talent and inventions ultimately led to the destruction of his own world. Inside his mind lie all the secrets of the universe. Hao scratches his head and purses his lips. I guess I'm pretty lucky. I didn't pull another combat-type King account. He touches the system screen. A mad scientist, huh? But in a way, he's also a man who stood at the top of the world. Let me see what kind of skills you've got. Hao looks at the titles on the screen and exclaims, These titles, Master of Engineering? The system chimes in to explain. Fengkung Mac 2 has no fixed skills. Its abilities will change depending on the selected title. The currently unlocked title is Master of Engineering. The host can also upgrade the link level by 10 to unlock other titles. He lets out a small laugh. A little interesting. Based on the titles, it seems to lean more towards a support role. It's got a wide range of possibilities and a high skill ceiling. Hao then gives the command, System, switch account to Fengkung Mac 2. The system responds, Main account has been switched to Fengkung Mac 2. Current account title, Master of Engineering. Its abilities are, Du-2, with its short little legs, quickly flies over shouting, Let me explain, Master. It beams with a smile. It's been so many years. I'm finally activated again. Hao asks with confusion, You are? Du-2 excitedly reports. Reporting to the new master. I am the AI, Du-2, created by the original master, Mac 2. You can just call me Du-2. It grins and boasts, I can help you conquer this world. Hao closes his eyes and immediately waves it away. Stop! That kind of Chunibyo world-conquering nonsense? I'm not doing that. Du-2 gives a mischievous grin. Master, you're not crazy enough yet. The secret to this powerful account is madness. It whispers, whether in action or imagination, the crazier you get, the stronger you'll become. When it sees Hao's eyes turn red and point at it, it quickly backtracks in fear. No, I wouldn't dare. Our boy closes his eyes, blinks, and makes a request. Then let's get down to business. The mechanics and abilities of this account, explain them clearly to me in under 74 seconds. Du-2, with tears in its eyes, agrees. Yes! The core system of this account is decomposition plus fusion equals creation. With the current title of Master of Engineering, you can deconstruct engineering-related objects and then fuse them to create new, powerful items. Hao strokes his chin and smirks. Interesting. This account is more fun than I thought. No wonder it gets stronger the crazier you are. Without some wild ideas, you really can't play this to its full potential. Hearing this, Du-2 walks over and adds, But Master, there are currently limitations on the objects you can freely decompose and fuse. He asks with curiosity, What kind of limitations? It frowns with a serious expression. With your current link level, you cannot deconstruct objects that are more than double your level. Furthermore, we must collect as many blueprints as possible to craft desired props and weapons quickly and accurately. Deepow crosses his arms. Got it. One last question. What's the mechanism for switching between accounts? Are there any specific restrictions? Dewey too stammers nervously. About that, The system's voice cuts in. Are you done yet? I thought a little AI like you knew everything. The system accounts can be switched seamlessly, whether in or out of combat. The system continues. However, it is recommended that the host determines the best way to switch accounts to avoid irreversible danger. Our boy looks up at the two accounts before him. Understood. Therefore, Deepow turns to leave. I should get going and handle my business. Can't keep a woman waiting. Dai Tu asks sadly, Master, what about me? Without turning back, he replies, just wait. Inside a large, unmarked office, Connie sits on the sofa, arms crossed. Hako, you've got some serious nerve. With her arms still crossed, she frowns and questions him. Breaking into the safe zone is one thing, but you actually dared to try and kill me. Who hired you? Do you have any idea who you're messing with? Hako sits with his back to her in a swivel chair. Miss Mac, you should know that my Hako Legion wouldn't dare to kill you on our own. He swivels around to face her. But if someone is backing me, Connie narrows her eyes. It must be the Huang Qin Corporation. Hako praises her. Not bad. It is indeed the Huang Qin Corporation. If they hadn't given me the epic grade item, the Medusa's gaze, he leans in closer to her. My Hako Legion would never have been able to deal with those two masters under your command. Connie closes her eyes, unfazed. The Huang Qin Corporation has really stooped this low. To take the ownership rights of the C-23 zone from the Han Mat Corporation, they'd resort to such a foolish method. She turns her head and snaps. Thinking you can destroy the Han Mat Corporation just by killing me? How naive. Hako sits down next to her, putting an arm over her shoulder and laughing. I don't get involved in the feuds between your corporations. A mercenary has only one goal: money. Miss Mac, you're a smart woman, so I'll be straight with you. He grins, revealing his teeth. The Huang Qin Corporation offered me $50 million to kill you. If you can offer $100 million, I can let you go free. Connie lets out a cold laugh. So my life is worth $100 million. Hako adds with a smile, of course, if Miss Mac is willing to offer more, I'd be more than happy to accept. She laughs, lifting his chin with her hand. Keep dreaming. For a backstabbing merc with no integrity, I wouldn't even give you a single coin. Hako immediately springs to his feet. Miss Mac, you're a smart woman. Why are you saying things to piss me off? Do you want to pay or not? I'll give you one more chance to rephrase. Think it over carefully. Connie just laughs and refuses. No need. She looks at him and declares arrogantly, the Han Mat Corporation will never be led by the nose, nor will we allow anyone to tarnish our prestige. My life is nothing in comparison. Getting ambushed today was my mistake. If you want to kill me, fine. But thinking you can destroy the Han Mat Corporation by killing me? That's the biggest joke I've ever heard. Hako grabs the twin swords from his back. Is that so? I gave you a chance to live and you didn't want it. Then there's no need for more pointless talk. He crosses the swords at Connie's neck. Time to die. Your head is worth a pretty penny, too. Suddenly, Hako stares in shock as a purple energy shield materializes, blocking his blades. What is this? An energy shield? Why all of a sudden? Deepow's voice rings out. Consider this energy shield my way of thanking you for what happened at the black market, she asks, startled. You are? He leans against the door, holding up one finger. But this time, there's an extra fee. If I can save your life, I don't need much. 10 million will do. Connie turns her head and looks over, asking with confusion, It's you? Deepow? What are you doing here? Hako immediately raises his twin swords and leaps down, screaming, Just a level 4 punk who dares to interfere with my business. Go to hell! He stares in disbelief at the shield that appears in front of Deepow. What? How can a kid like you have such high defense? I used my full strength, and it only did 20% damage to his health. Our boy looks up at Hako and thinks, Hey, I should be the one who's surprised here. Just a moment ago, I could tank a level 40 for a long time. Now, this guy can kill me in just a few hits. My damage resistance is way too low. If it were anyone else, they'd be cooked already. Connie shouts anxiously, Deepow, even if you have some skills, you need to assess the situation. This has nothing to do with you. Don't try to be a hero and get yourself killed. She glances at the mercenaries aiming their guns. She urges him again. Get out of here. That energy shield won't last long under their combined fire. Deepow glides over and says with a grin, This isn't me meddling in other people's business, Miss Mac. If you die, who am I going to collect all those points and prize money from that I worked so hard for? So, don't worry. I won't let you D. Connie finally relents. Fine. She thinks to herself, this guy, he really is that obsessed with money. Makes sense. Otherwise, why would he dare to barge into the black market alone? Hakho watches as the purple energy shield fully regenerates and screams in disbelief. What? The energy shield is back to 100%? How is that possible? He charges forward, sword raised, demanding, There's something wrong with your power, kid. How do you have such a rare item? Hakho lands, speculating, It seems you're not really a level 4. Where are you from? And why are you hiding your true strength? Deepow, with a shield in one hand and a sword in the other, rushes forward. You're a high-level player, yet you're so cautious. No wonder you're the commander. Your brain works a little better than those other grunts of yours. He can't help but marvel internally. As expected of Fong Kung Mac 2. Using the Master of Engineering title, I combined 3 energy shields into 1, tripling the armor value. This effect is insane. Hakho is stunned. Don't tell me that explosion outside was your doing. What did you do? He looks up at the grenades being thrown his way and shouts, Those are high-explosive grenades. He presses a button on his bracelet. I still overestimated you, kid. Hakho generates a transparent blue shield and continues disdainfully. At first, I was a little worried you might cause some unexpected trouble. But now it seems if all you're relying on is a few high-explosive grenades, you might as well lie down on the ground and wait to die. A series of powerful explosions goes off behind him. The entire Hakho squad is suddenly entangled in red spiderwebs, struggling and shouting in panic. Spiderwebs! This web is draining my HP. I can't break free. I've never heard of an item like this. What the hell is this? Commander, help me! Deepow stands with one hand in his pocket, casually tossing a grenade up and down. These aren't your ordinary high-explosive grenades. They're new sticky burst grenades that I created. What do you think? Sticky enough for you? An item description appears. By combining the web of a ghost-eyed demon spider with a high-explosive grenade, the sticky snare is created. It can immobilize a target for 10 minutes, dealing continuous damage. Hakho grits his teeth and forcefully breaks free from the webs, roaring, It's still the same! Don't think you can beat me with these childish toys! Lightning crackles around his body as he shouts, Real battles aren't for kids! This is not a child's game! Hakho grips a single, powerful sword with both hands. Let an experienced adult teach you. He raises the lightning-infused sword. What a true battle looks like. Deepow sees this and calculates, props made from low-tier materials can't handle a high-level warrior. In that case, I have no choice. Hakho pushes off his toes, building momentum as he lunges forward. He brings the sword down with immense force on Deepow's shield, screaming, Die! Our boy's eyes widen as he feels the energy. His speed and power have completely leveled up. If this keeps up, the shield is going to break. 2 more hits like that, and I'm cooked. I won't even have a chance to pop a healing potion. Not backing down, Deepow swings his own sword, thinking, Can't panic. I have to stick to the plan to beat him. Hakho quickly retreats. Too slow. I've already activated my ultimate. You want to trade blows? You better pull out your trump card. Otherwise... He swings his arm and shatters Deepow's shield, yelling, In front of my Thunderburst armor, you're still just prey for me to kill! A system notification pops up. Host's HP is below 10%. Defense talent's Limit Break, Nirvana Bloodlock, has been activated. Deepow raises his hand, summoning a fire dragon. Bloodlock is active. This is the moment that decides everything. Blazing Flame Dragon Bullet. Hakho shouts in surprise, Magic! He raises his sword to block the fire dragon and roars, Like hell! Even if I get hit by your low-level magic, it's useless against a level 45 like me. Nearby, Connie screams, That's enough, Deepow. Run. If you keep this up, you're really going to die. Deepow stabs his sword into the ground. Run? We've come this far. There's no escape. Besides, with a calm expression, Deepow declares, I haven't lost yet. The real show is just beginning. Hakho looks at the sea of fire surrounding him and taunts, You talk a big game, but is this it? Is this your ultimate move? It barely even tickles. Are you here to make me laugh, kid? He breaks through the encirclement and charges forward. The clown show is over. I don't have the patience to waste on you anymore. One final blow, and I'll leave your corpse in pieces. Deep Hao's voice rings out, is that so? Suddenly, Big Hwan's gun appears, floating in the air, and starts unloading on Hak Ho. He's completely stunned, his jaw dropping. This is... Hak Ho recognizes the weapon firing at him. Bitch Hwan's Hell's Roar! No, wait, this has clearly been modified. Don't tell me. He creates a shield to block the bullets. You killed my man? Big Hwan? Impossible! Deep Hao stands calmly to the side. No need to be so shocked by the obvious. But it's not called Hell's Roar anymore. It's now called the Wailing Guillotine. The system displays the item description. Wailing Guillotine, level 40, can be deployed as a firepower support turret. Special effects, auto-tracking, infinite ammo. Duration, 1 minute. Cooldown, 3 hours. Our boy strokes his chin and adds with a grin, weren't you complaining about my low damage? So, I used an epic weapon to create a turret. Are you pleasantly surprised? Hak Ho watches his energy shield crumble and thinks, the energy shield is already breaking. In a normal PK fight, Bitch Hwan's Hell's Roar could already suppress me. He quickly jumps to dodge the incoming bullets, calculating fast firing rate, high power, and that infinite ammo special effect. Plus, after this kid somehow rebuilt it, it can even fire automatically. Hak Ho ignores the bullets and decides to charge straight through. To hell with dodging. I'll just tank it. Even if it costs me more than half my health, I have to get rid of this annoyance. As for the kid, 1 slash is all it'll take to finish him. He swings his sword forward, roaring in anger. I'll admit, this move of yours surprised me. But taking away the gun's mobility and turning it into a fixed target is absolutely brain-dead. You just wasted an epic-grade weapon, you idiot. Hak Ho slashes towards the gun turret. It doesn't matter anymore. When you're dead, it'll be mine. Now just be a good boy and die. Deep Hao's nonchalant voice rings out, doesn't matter. The turret was just bait to get you to attack it, because the real show is about to start right here. Suddenly, Deep Hao appears behind him with a dagger, repeating, the real show is right here. Hak Ho is startled. What? He whips his head around and shouts, damn it, you still had another trick up your sleeve, you little brat. Blood sprays into the air, accompanied by a piercing scream. An item description immediately appears. Improved poison dagger. High probability of inflicting a special effect with 1 hit on humanoid creatures within a certain level range. The lower the target's HP, the higher the activation chance. Remaining special effect activations. 1. Hak Ho drops to his knees, coughing up blood and cursing, you bastard! You dare to sneak attack me from behind! Inside the shield, Kani's eyes are wide with shock. Even with a backstab, he shouldn't be able to deal that much damage. The level gap is too huge. No, wait, that dagger. It must have a special effect. He looks at the ground as a white light glows from his body. This is my guardian. Sigil has activated. That means your dagger has a 1-hit kill effect. An item description pops up. Guardian Sigil, level 50. Passively grants immunity to 1-hit kill special effect. Restores 30% HP. Uses remaining 0. Hak Ho screams in fury. Damn it. I paid a sky-high price for that Guardian Sigil. He grinds his teeth and roars. And you just made me waste it, you little punk. Damn you. Deep Hao charges with his sword, only to see Hak Ho raise a shield to block. You're blaming me? Didn't you just waste my special effect too? His energy shield's cooldown is up that fast? Our boy groans internally. This is bad. He's still too strong. The system flashes a warning. Please note, the Nirvana Bloodlock effect will end in 5 seconds. Hak Ho roars in frustration. Damn it! I thought I could use the Hoang Ching Corporation's power to finish this deal easily. I didn't expect a bastard like you to ruin everything. This is a huge loss. Hak Ho swings his sword, batting him away. He sends Deep Hao flying and shouts, after I kill you and Ma Kani, I'm definitely making them pay me extra. Just as Deep Hao hits the ground, a notification sounds, Nirvana Bloodlock has ended. Please restore HP as soon as possible to avoid taking damage. He holds up a syringe. I'll admit, I didn't expect you to be as resilient as a cockroach. I have to pull out my ultimate trump card to make sure you stay down for good. Hak Ho grins and plunges the syringe into his own neck. It's all over for you. Die, all of you. He throws his head back and lets out a roar as his entire body is enveloped in blue light. The system explains, Thunder Beast's Blood, epic item, can activate Thunder Burst Armor and transform the user into a Thunder Beast, significantly increasing all abilities and attributes for a short period. Duration, 5 minutes. Deep Hao is stunned, so this is what a real high-level warrior's fight is like. He kneels on one knee, thinking, not only are their tactics flexible, but their abilities and items are completely unpredictable. One careless mistake and you're pushed into a corner, losing everything. Connie narrows her eyes, sighing. To think Hak-Ho has so many rare items, he must have spent a lot of time grinding dungeons. What a waste of talent. Hak-Ho emerges from the shadows. I ran the New Valley dungeon 56 times to get this epic grade item. I never thought I'd have to use it against you. He looks down from above. What other tricks do you have left? Bring them all out. Let's end this fight with a bang. Deep Hao stands up, holding his hands out. I'm all out. No more tricks. I used up everything I had, and you defended against all of it. Hak-Ho furiously charges with his sword, screaming, Damn you! Are you saying my efforts were useless? You son of a bitch! You made me waste my precious item. He raises both swords. I'm going to hack you to pieces. Our boy looks up. You can say what you want, but don't twist my words. I didn't force you to use it. Besides, Deep Hao calmly asks, Are you so sure you can kill me? A flash of golden light cuts through the space. Hak-Ho sees Connie's 2 bodyguards blocking his attack. He screams in disbelief. Impossible! How did you undo the Medusa's gaze petrification state early? The time wasn't up yet. Our boy smiles faintly. That's another lucky break for you. When you were explaining how the petrification worked, I just happened to be listening from outside the door. A flashback plays of Connie asking, Is it the Huangqing Corporation? And Hak-Ho calmly replying, That's right, if they hadn't given me the epic grade item, Medusa's gaze, Deep Hao thinks, Medusa's gaze, huh? Then I'll use this. Hak-Ho madly denies it. Impossible! To remove the petrification, you need Medusa's tear. But you opened my treasure chest. Our boy replies, Of course. I just didn't expect the mighty Black Tiger Legion to have so little treasure. Hak-Ho roars like a madman. Damn you! That's all stuff we worked our asses off for. Deep Hao watches as Connie's 2 bodyguards land a heavy blow to his stomach. You should be more worried about your own hide right now than your treasure. Hak-Ho's mouth opens wide as he spits out a mouthful of blood, crying out in pain. Our boy calmly watches the 2 of them beat him down. Even if I hadn't taken it, you were going to lose your life anyway. He gets sent flying backward from the impact and smashes through a wall, flying outside. Deep Hao looks up at the 2 bodyguards. So, this is the power of 2 level 60s? I'm feeling a chill down my spine. A voice calls out, Deep Hao, if you had a way to fix this all along... Connie looks at the purple light in her hand and demands, Why didn't you free my bodyguards from the start instead of fighting to the bitter end? You drove me crazy and put yourself in a dangerous situation. He turns to look at her. Even though I had a plan, I wasn't completely sure of victory until now. Deep Hao smiles and raises a fist. Why not go all out against a high-level enemy? For me, that's priceless combat experience that money can't buy. Connie looks at him, amazed. I've met countless people, but I've never met anyone like you. Deep Hao holds up a finger. Now your experience can be refreshed once more. No need to thank me. Also, about that 10 million, that's the base price. I'll need to add 500K for my cut of the winnings. After all, I was the top contender in the competition. She crosses her arms and promises, Don't worry, I won't short you on such a small amount. She laughs to herself. So he's just a normal guy after all, just one who values money over his life. This is right up my alley. The 2 bodyguards hold up the unconscious Hak-Ho. Miss, what should we do with this man? Connie replies, He's of no value to me. She crosses her arms again. Deep Hao, give him the final blow. His items and experience are yours. He thanks her. Thank you, miss, for the opportunity. He summons his sword. Then I won't be polite. Hak-Ho lifts his head and shouts madly, Don't you dare get happy too soon. Those beasts outside the safe zone have already been secretly gathering their forces. A bright golden light erupts from the sword as it plunges downward. The system announces, Congratulations, host has received a kill reward. Experience Zone 100,000. Gold .8,000. Protective gear. Thunderburst Armor .10. Weapon. Xingguang Twin Blades Mort. Item. Advanced Recovery Potion X5. Deep How looks out the window. Beasts gathering the safe zone, falling. What did he mean by that? Connie explains, it's just a conspiracy theory that's been circulating in the shadows of the safe zone for a long time. Don't worry about it. She extends a hand towards him. Deep How, do you want to join the Mac Kong battle team? With your abilities and for saving my life, you've more than earned a spot. Deep How adjusts his collar. If you don't mind me asking, miss, could you tell me about some of the benefits? That'll help me decide whether to join or not. Connie crosses her arms. Benefits? Do I really need to spell it out? Are you questioning what the Hanmac Corporation can offer you? Deep How quickly waves his hands in denial. I wouldn't dare. I just tend to be cautious and think things through before making a decision. Instantly, the two bodyguards appear and place their hands on Deep How's shoulders threateningly. It's an honor that the young miss is inviting you. Watch yourself. Her voice cuts them off. That's enough. She raises a hand. Deep How saved my life, after all. He doesn't need to follow these rules. First, go check on the other students. Don't leave any of the other mercenaries alive. They reply in unison, yes, miss. Deep How smiles and raises a hand to stop them. Big brothers, about those remaining mercenaries, could you possibly leave their bodies intact for me? They're still worth some money. Connie sits cross-legged on the sofa and laughs. You really love money. That's good. Very good. He sits down opposite her. That's a relief. I thought you'd look down on me for being greedy. Connie chuckles. In this brutal era, as long as you're strong enough, beauty, money, and power are all within your grasp. It's natural selection. Why would I look down on that? She touches her own face. Besides, people with ambition all have one thing in common. One, an excellent character. Deep How repeats, confused? Character? Common trait? Connie leans in close, stroking his face with her hand and smiling. It's that you can all be driven by desire, and I can provide everything you desire and need. Deep How stares at her, stunned, thinking, this woman is more dangerous than I thought. He tilts his head to avoid her touch. I can't let her lead me by the nose. That would be a huge disadvantage for me. Connie looks at him and says, although your strength is far from being enough to stand at the top of the pyramid, she leans back into the sofa. Deep How has already shown the qualities and potential of a true powerhouse. I acknowledge you as a qualified talent reserve. Deep How calmly asks, if you want me to join the Mac Kong battle team, what are the specific benefits? Connie looks at a glowing robot and replies, I'm about to tell you right now. She looks at a projected screen. After the world shifted, although it brought destruction to the old world, it also brought a future for the new one. This future holds countless dungeons, big and small. In this era, every major corporate power has its own battle team, and they pour all their resources into training and supporting them. Their purpose is singular, to compete for the resources hidden within the dungeons. Deep How frowns to himself. Competing for resources? Competing for the future? Can't they just speak like normal people? Connie's voice explains, and we are the Mac Kong battle team. With our own strength and the powerful financial backing of the Hanmac Corporation, we have always been at the forefront of this competition. She calmly adds, join us, and not only will you get access to the highest tier dungeon resources available, but you'll also have top priority access. More importantly, Connie's tone shifts, becoming more enticing. You'll also receive a salary you couldn't have imagined before, and a share of the dungeon income that everyone covets. The Hanmac Corporation dedicates 50% of its dungeon resource profits to the team. A first clear of a dungeon guarantees an income of no less than 1 million yuan. Hearing this, Deep How excitedly asks, wait a minute, is this for real? Her face turns serious. I'm not finished. Don't interrupt. Connie continues, this city has a total of 9 main safe zones located outside the urban area, ranked from low to high based on the rate of beast invasions and security level. Outside the safe zones are unexplored danger zones. The city is primarily controlled by a corporate alliance. The rich and powerful live in the top 3 central districts, 1 through 3. They also enjoy higher rights and security. Central districts, 4 to 6, are for all kinds of technical talent, corporate employees, and support warriors. The ordinary people and those who can't fight stay in the bottom 3 central districts, 7 to 9. It seems like they live comfortably, but in reality, they've been forgotten and abandoned. She recalls the brutal scene. Once a lower-tier safe zone is attacked by beasts, there's only one outcome, a massacre. Connie crosses her arms. I was originally visiting the academies in the 9th safe zone to recruit reserve talent for the battle team. This academy was my first stop, which shows you how the 3 lower-tier districts are managed. She looks intently at him. This 9th safe zone has had beast invasion incidents before. You've heard about them. Joining the Mak Kong battle team means escaping this dangerous place, because team members can bring their entire families to live in the upper 3 districts. Instantly, Deep Hao's expression darkens, his eyes wide. Seeing this, Connie touches her chin and thinks, he really is a family man. The moment I mentioned family, his expression got serious. With that thought, she continues, after perfectly resolving the worries of our team members, we provide the highest level of support for their personal equipment and medical care. Connie looks at the image of a weapon. The Hanmak Corporation will craft exclusive weapons and equipment based on the level and attributes of our team members to maximize their strength. Furthermore, she continues, our top medical rescue team is always on standby, ready to provide the fastest and most advanced medical support to ensure the survival rate of our team members. Connie stands up, hands on her hips. Perhaps you have some doubts. I've hyped up the Hanmak Corporation and the Mak Kong battle team so much, so why couldn't we handle even a small threat like this? She tucks her hair behind her ear thoughtfully. There are 2 reasons. First, I never expected someone would dare to make such a direct move. That was my mistake. Connie stands tall and proclaims, to the Hanmak Corporation, the lives of our battle team members are more valuable than mine. My rescue priority is actually much lower than theirs. In the battle team, everything depends on strength. Faced with such great benefits, what will you do? Outwardly, Deep Hao's face is a mask of calm, but inside, he's screaming, holy crap, the Hanmak Corporation is insanely rich and powerful. This info dump is just 666. Look at me getting all hyped up. This Makani is a master manipulator. She hit all my weak points perfectly. His expression becomes serious as he calculates, it's not just for my own sake. For my sister and parents, I have to agree. She really knows how to read people. But I'm completely overwhelmed right now. My ability to think and judge is shot. I can't just agree to this in this state. I need to stall her first. Deep Hao forces a slight smile and extends a hand. This choice is too important for me and my family. Could you give me some time to think it over, Miss Mack? Connie nonchalantly tosses a black card to Deep Hao. You have 3 days. You can contact me through this card. Deep Hao holds up the card and reminds her with a grin, no problem. But about that 10 million for saving you earlier, she turns her head to look at him. There's 20 million on that card. Is that enough? Deep Hao quickly shoves the card into his pocket. More than enough. Then I won't be polite. Just then, both he and Connie are startled by a loud shout, young miss, please forgive me, I'm late. The school principal slides in from outside, prostrating himself and begging for forgiveness. The academy failed to protect you, young miss, and allowed you to be frightened. If you must punish someone, punish me alone. The students and teachers are innocent. Sweat beads on his forehead as he keeps his head down, thinking, it's over. I let those mercenaries break into the academy. If anything had happened to Mak Ka-ni, wouldn't Mak Dong burn this whole place to the ground? Connie squats down, helping him up with a reassuring smile. Principal, please stand up. This happened because of me, and it ended up implicating the academy and so many students and teachers. I should be the one apologizing. Don't worry, no matter the casualties or property damage caused by this attack, our Hanmak Corporation will fully compensate you. The principal immediately kowtows again, shouting, young miss, for your great kindness, all the teachers and students will never forget. She stands up, hands on her hips. All right, get out of here, don't block my way. Deep Hao smiles faintly in admiration. Though she's a bit feisty, she's also principled and generous. Truly, the young miss of the Hanmak Corporation. I know you're even better than that. Connie walks towards the door, then turns her head and raises a hand. Let's end the fake flattery here. In 3 days, I'll be leaving the 9th safe zone. Before then, give me a satisfactory answer. He smiles and raises a hand. No problem, I'll definitely give you a satisfactory answer. He thinks to himself, the benefits are so good they seem unreal. I need to calm down and think this through carefully. I can't be blinded by the immediate gains. Deep Hao turns his head as he hears a voice call out, Student Deep Hao. The principal grabs his hand, shouting with excitement, I still can't believe it! You saved the young miss, and in doing so, you saved our entire academy! Deep Hao plays along. That's right, principal. How could I allow bad people to do whatever they want in our academy? He winks and pats his chest. Your teachings have always been in my heart. Don't lose a strong heart just because your strength is weak. As long as you are strong on the inside, miracles will always happen. I never knew what lying was. The principal hears this and clenches his fist. As expected of the Academy's former child prodigy, it seems that even though your level hasn't increased these past 3 years, you haven't stopped trying. Deep How, you've made a huge contribution this time. The school will definitely give you a special award. He turns to the person beside him. Secretary Vuong, gather all the teachers and students. I want to explain this. Surprise attack. More importantly, I want to especially commend Deep Hao's bravery. Secretary Vuong. The secretary immediately agrees, yes, sir. Deep Hao tactfully declines, some other time, principal. Everyone is still in shock and needs to be comforted and rest. Besides, he scratches the back of his head and smiles. There's no need for any special award. Just as long as you convert the scoreboard points and the first place prize money on time. The principal raises a fist. Absolutely not. His face is full of determination as he shouts, you have over 60,000 dungeon points plus an extra 500,000 reward. That's only a little over 1.1 million in total. That small amount can't compare to your contribution. The special award is a must. Deep Hao sighs in relief. All right then. Lam Min is startled. Principal, can you not breathe so heavily when you talk? Our boy bows his head and says his goodbyes. Principal, if there's nothing else, I'm heading home. The principal pats his shoulder. Good. The academy will be closed for 3 days starting tomorrow, so take this opportunity to get some well-deserved rest. Deep Hao replies, goodbye, principal. He watches him leave with his hands on his hips, thinking, what a young hero. He seems so ordinary on a daily basis, yet he's capable of such an incredible, great deed. The principal then turns his head and gives an order. Secretary Vuong, inform the finance department to prepare 2 million and that thing. In 3 days, during the assembly, I will personally reward Deep Hao. The man behind him replies respectfully, yes, sir. Deep Hao, now some distance away, cups his ear to eavesdrop, wondering, that thing? What's that thing? He looks at the sunset outside the schoolyard. It couldn't be that legendary item, could it? Inside the hospital, a voice asks, you're here. Deep Hao asks worriedly, Van Phi, how's Dad? His father immediately sits up, coughing, Tu Hao, I'm fine. Deep Hao's mother quickly stops him. Don't get up so fast. Lie down. You still need to rest. Van Phi chimes in. That's right, Dad. The poison has been suppressed, but it hasn't been completely eliminated yet. It'll take time to recover slowly. Deep Hao calculates in his head. Slowly recover? That means Dad has to endure this pain for a long time. Is there another, faster way to cure him? She puts a hand on Deep Hao's shoulder. Brother, how did the dungeon competition go today? You didn't rank too poorly, did you? He smiles and replies, of course not. It's me, your brother. A doctor walks in from outside, smiling. Everyone's here. Oh, right, let me introduce you. He gestures to the person next to him. This is Director Truong of our hospital. He just returned today, and when he heard about what happened last time, he wanted to come and see you immediately. Ngim Thu tilts his head and gives a friendly smile. I heard that you all had a disagreement with Chief Pham last time. I wanted to come here and apologize to you all. After all, a doctor's first priority should be the patient. His actions were a bit against medical principles. Deep Hao smiles back. Thank you, Director, for coming all this way to apologize. It's okay. I should apologize too. I was a bit impulsive. I'll compensate for Chief Pham's medical expenses. He thinks to himself, even though he's a high-ranking director, he came here personally to apologize. He seems to have a good conscience. He immediately turns to leave. Well, there are very few young people like you these days who dare to take responsibility for their actions. You all get some rest. I'll be going now. Deep Hao raises a hand to stop him. Wait a moment, Director Truong. He chases after him. My father's current condition, is there any way in your hospital to cure him immediately? Nan Thu is surprised. An immediate cure? He calmly explains, I looked into your father's condition earlier. To be cured immediately, he would need a special high-grade antidote. Although our hospital has this antidote, it's very expensive because it's an epic-grade medicine. Deep Hao's father hears this and quickly interjects, Tu Hao, I'm fine. I just need to rest for a while and I'll be better. There's no need to waste money. Our boy's voice cuts in. As long as the hospital has it, the price doesn't matter. Deep Hao holds up the black card and declares confidently, charge it. Nan Thu looks at the card in his hand and stammers, This is the young Mrs. Supreme Black card. His eyes go wide. How do you have this? Deep Hao looks flustered, scratching his head. Maka Ni from the Hanmak Corporation gave it to me. What's wrong? Can I use it? Ngimthu's voice rings out. Of course you can. He puts on a huge fawning smile. Are you kidding me, sir? How could the young Mrs. Supreme Black card not work? This card can be used to spend extravagantly at any of the Hanmak Corporation's properties. Ngimthu turns to the doctor behind him and orders, Hachnan, what are you waiting for? Hurry to the vault and get me 3 high-grade antidotes. Then, move this esteemed patient to our most expensive VIP suite. He quickly replies, Yes, sir. All 3 members of Deep Hao's family exclaim in unison, Director, what is this? Ngimthu smiles brightly, clenching his fist. Because our hospital is also a subsidiary of the Hanmak Corporation. Seeing this Supreme Black card is like seeing the young miss herself. My apologies, everyone. I was too negligent before. These 3 high-grade antidotes will be a gift to you. Deep Hao stares at the black card in his hand, his eyes wide. Holy crap! I didn't realize this card was so OP. Makani is even more generous than I thought. Van Phi blushes and points at the card. Brother, how did you get the Hanmak Corporation Young Mrs. Black card? Did something happen? He brings the black card to his lips and smirks. It's a long story. When I have a chance, I'll tell you all the details. The doctor runs in, shouting, Director, it's not good. He bursts into the hospital room and reports the high-grade antidote in the vault. Not just the antidote, but all the rare medicinal herbs are gone. Ngimthu and Deep Hao exclaim in shock, What? Our boy's face darkens as he strokes his chin. Damn it, how can I be so unlucky? Things were finally starting to turn around. Why did this have to happen? The stolen medicine was likely an inside job. Wait a minute, the culprit couldn't be... Ngimthu grinds his teeth and roars. Did you find out who took those high-grade medicines? The doctor bows his head. Director, I just checked the cameras. It was Chief Pham who took them. His face is grim as he curses. That Pham Kian, I will absolutely not let him get away with this. He can't help but feel regret. I shouldn't have brought him here in the first place. He's a disgrace to the hospital. But for now, the most important thing is to solve the problem at hand. Ngimthu bows his head to Deep Hao's family. My apologies, everyone. We were too careless. I'm truly sorry. But please, rest assured, I will arrange for special treatment. While it won't be an immediate cure, it will speed up the recovery process. Our boy thinks, looks like I guessed right. It really was that guy. Deep Hao smiles and asks, It's not your fault, Director. By the way, do you know anywhere else besides the hospital where I can buy a high-grade antidote? Ngimthu clasps his hands behind his back. The high-grade antidote is a special item. It's always been priceless. You could try your luck at an auction. He offers a slight smile. You're a friend of the young miss. You could just ask her directly. The young miss definitely has some. After all, the high-grade medicines in our hospital are all supplied by the Hanmak Corporation. Deep Hao touches his chin thoughtfully and quickly refuses. About that, never mind. I'll find another way. Deep Hao tells himself, I shouldn't rely on her too much. If something happens, it'll be incredibly difficult to resolve the problem. He looks straight at Ngim Thursday. Forget it. I'll find another way. The director bows his head, repeatedly agreeing, Yes, I'm so sorry I couldn't be of more help. It's truly shameful. Ngim Thu turns to the doctor behind him. Hachnan, in a moment, move this patient to the VIP room. Give them the best equipment and nurses. He bows. Yes, Director. Deep Hao's voice cuts in. By the way, one more thing. He points to the doctor. Thanks to Dr. Hawk, my family received timely treatment this time. I think doctors like him should be promoted. The doctor exclaims, startled, Deep Hao, you! The director walks over and pats his shoulder. That's right, I've seen Dr. Hack's professionalism and character for myself. As it happens, the position of department chief at our hospital is currently vacant. Hachnan, you'll take over. The doctor shouts excitedly, Yes, thank you for the promotion, Director. He then turns and raises a hand. Thank you, Deep. Deep Hao turns to leave, waving his hand. No need, you earned it. The door closes behind him, and his voice is heard. All right, you should go get everything arranged for my dad. The doctor immediately agrees. Right. Deep Hao looks at his father lying on the bed. Dad, just rest well in the hospital. Leave the antidote to me. His father smiles faintly. Tu Hao, if you can't buy it, don't force it. I'm worried you'll suffer. Our boy raises an eyebrow. Suffer? What do you mean? His mother, standing beside them, also smiles. That's right, Tu Hao. Even though our family isn't rich, we'd never do something for money. Van Phi's eyes sparkle as she raises a fist and exclaims, like getting sponsored by a rich lady. Brother, you're so amazing. Mom, tell me, how did he manage to conquer a high and mighty rich woman like Ma Ka-ni in just one day? Deep Hao's face darkens as he yells, I said, can you all stop letting your imaginations run wild? What kind of person do you think your son is? Don't you know? The three of them look at him and ask with a smile, don't we? Van Phi covers her mouth, snickering to herself. Look at how he can't even explain himself clearly. There's definitely something shady going on here. She smiles brightly and raises her hand. I've decided I'm going with you to find the high-grade antidote. He's taken aback. I can go alone. You're still recovering. You should stay here and rest. Van Phi clasps her hands together and begs, please let me come. I'm going stir-crazy in this hospital. Besides, I want to hear all about your glorious moment in the competition dungeon. Deep Hao sighs in defeat. Fine. But you have to listen to me and not run off on your own. She looks at the bed. I know. Geez, I'm not a 3-year-old. Deep Hao's father chuckles. In my heart, as long as you're not married, you'll always be a 3-year-old. Van Phi protests, Dad! Our boy and his mother burst out laughing. Walking through the streets, she exclaims, so you not only took first place in the competition dungeon, but you also saved Ma Ka-ni. I told you, my brother is the best. Deep Hao sighs, but isn't 20 million a little too cheap? After all, Ma Ka-ni's life is priceless. Van Phi covers her mouth and agrees, yeah, but why do we have to go to this dangerous black market? Wouldn't an auction be safer? He frowns. The black market might not be safe, but it has everything. With me here, you won't be in any danger. She looks straight ahead and says, okay. Deep Hao strokes his chin and smirks. Yeah, this is my second time here, but this time is completely different. Besides getting stronger, the most important thing is that now we have money. A voice suddenly shouts, look alive. 3 thugs emerge from the shadows, grinning. If you want to pass, you gotta pay the toll. That's right. Hand over the fee. You're not getting away, kid. Van Phi is startled. Robbers! She immediately stands in front of him. You go on ahead, brother. I'll stay here and deal with them. A voice calls out. Feisty. I like it. Thug A turns his head and scoffs. Look at you, a level 4 piece of trash. A grown man needing a woman to protect him. Are you some kind of gigolo? Thug C next to him adds with a laugh. Maybe I should take it easy then, so I don't have to use all my strength. Deep Hao closes his eyes, takes Van Phi's hand, and pulls her back. Phi Ni, you need to change this habit of yours. Don't just rush forward whenever there's trouble. You're still weak. I told you. From now on, all the fighting and killing is my job. He declares with a serious face, I won't let you get hurt ever again. Thug A walks over and puts a hand on Deep Hao's shoulder, mocking him. Stop pretending, kid. You're lucky. Today, my brothers and I are only robbing for money, not for other things. You want to go to the black market? Then hand over all your money and valuables. Otherwise, you won't leave here alive. Our boy calmly retorts, you're the ones who are lucky. Deep Hao looks up, his voice cold. I don't want to kill anyone in front of my family. If you want to live, you better get out of my way. They immediately shout, what? Thug A angrily raises his fist and charges. You son of a bitch. Still talking tough when you're about to die. I'll smash your head in with one punch and see how you handle that. Suddenly, a white flash of light smacks him hard on the head, and a voice rings out, you're just a level 4 kid. You shouldn't be provoking a level 10 scumbag. Seeing Thug A fall, the other two shout, Boss, which bastard has the balls to sneak attack our boss? A figure zips past them. Sneak attack? Don't make it sound so ugly. Deep Hao thinks, what the hell? And Thon rushes through the thugs, shouting, do I even need a sneak attack for trash like you? Van Phi is startled. Who is that? He stands with his back to them and asks, me? And Thon turns his head and chuckles. I'm just a nobody passing by who decided to step in and help. Deep Hao smirks. A nobody? The way you just stole the show and you say you're just a passerby? You're being a little too modest, my friend. Who are you? Van Phi, beside him, covers her mouth, thinking, so cool. And Thon rests a large blade on his shoulder and grins. Don't worry about the details. Being handsome isn't the most important thing. For a man, what matters is the performance. Deep Hao deadpans? Performance? So that's why you stole my experience points. Her eyes sparkle as she thinks, this guy is really handsome, but why does he look so familiar? Van Fee then pulls at her own cheeks and scolds herself, you idiot, this is not the time to be fangirling. This place is dangerous. No time for silly thoughts. Snap out of it! Deep Hao looks over, wondering, Deep Van Fie, what the hell is this girl up to? He looks back at our boy. The black market isn't a playground. You guys are at this level and you still dare to come here? You must have a death wish. Deep Hao replies, of course not. No one's stupid enough to joke with their own life. And Thon exclaims, in that case, he winks and extends a hand. You two follow me. I have some business in the black market too. I know this place like the back of my hand. With me around, you'll be perfectly safe. Van Fie immediately becomes wary, pulling on his arm. Brother, I need to talk to you, he asks, confused. What is it? She leans in and whispers, he's definitely a scammer. Otherwise, why would he be so nice? Even if he helped us, it doesn't prove he's a good person, especially since we're carrying. He calmly replies, I know. Your brother isn't an idiot. And Thon laughs and holds up his hands. It's good to be cautious, but I really have no other motive. You're both students of the academy. As a former student myself, it's only natural for me to want to help my juniors. Van Fie turns around, startled. A former student! She smiles and holds up a finger. I remember now. You're the legend of the academy, right? Senior An Thon. No wonder you look so familiar. Deep Hao, behind her, strokes his chin. Senior An Than. That name sounds familiar. He smiles brightly and admits, that's right, I'm in Thon. I just didn't expect that after graduating for a few years, my legend would still be circulating in the academy. Hearing this, our boy finally realizes, I remember now. And Than, hailed as the greatest genius in the academy's history. He was scouted by a professional battle team just 1 year after enrolling. Deep Hao strokes his chin, lost in thought. When he graduated, he was already level 20. If it weren't for his concerns about relying solely on his own strength, he would have been a sensation. But in the end, this guy was more famous among the female students, probably because he's so damn handsome. And Thon looks back and urges them on with a smile. Now you two should feel at ease. Let's go. With me here, you'll be safe. Our boy immediately raises a hand to thank him. Then, thank you, Senior An Thon, for looking out for us. Van Fie looks over worriedly. Brother, even if he's our senior, should we really trust him? Deep Hao calmly replies, it's fine. Let's follow him for now and see what happens. He looks ahead, a slight smile on his lips. In this era, you can't completely trust anyone except your own family. He's only level 30. If he really wants to offer up some free experience points, I have no reason to refuse. With that thought, Deep Hao asks, Senior An, I heard that you were scouted by a professional team when you were in school. Which battle team are you with now? An Thon answers with a smile, the Hoang Chin Corporation's De Hoang battle team. Van Fie gasps excitedly, the De Hong battle team, the one that's second only to the Mak Kong battle team? Senior, you're amazing. He scratches his head sheepishly. Actually, I'm not that amazing. With my current level and abilities, I'm only on the reserve team. I'm not considered an official member yet. Deep Hao watches his back and thinks, someone from the Hoang Chin Corporation, what a coincidence. System, switch account to Fong Kung Mak 2. The system dings, main account has been switched to Fong Kung Mak 2. Dewey 2 immediately appears. Master, you summoned Dewey 2? What are your orders? Our boy glances at it and asks, Dewey 2, where can I get an item that can investigate a target? It frowns. What specific aspect are you looking to investigate, Master? A physical checkup or clairvoyance? Deep Hao is startled. Clairvoyance? He imagines seeing right through clothes. A nosebleed starts as he thinks, there's actually an item that indecent? Dai 2 immediately praises him. Of course! There's nothing you can't do, only things you haven't thought of. However, a clairvoyance item is impossible to create at your current level. Deep Hao waves his hand behind his back. No way! He covers his mouth. I mean, is there an item that can tell if someone is lying through their breathing and heart rate? It replies, oh, I see. A simple task like that is easy for me. Dai 2 raises an eyebrow. However, judging lies based on heart rate and breathing is unreliable, as many people can be trained to conceal it. But I judge by scanning the target's spectral and biomagnetic field fluctuations. It's absolutely accurate. His voice rings out, let's not delay. Let's run a few experiments first. Deep How covers his mouth and whispers, Van Phi, who do you think is more handsome, me or Senior Thon? She asks, surprised, why are you suddenly asking me such a silly question? He says seriously, just answer the question. Van Phi frowns slightly and answers seriously, do you even need to ask? In my heart, you're the most handsome. No doubt about it. Dai Tu frowns and reports, she's lying. Our boy mutters under his breath. Girls grow up and leave the nest. Deep How puts his hands in his pockets. Senior, I don't know if you've heard, but something happened at the academy recently. It seems to have some connection with the Hoang Chin Corporation. And Thon stops walking. He turns his head and replies, I've never heard about this. What happened between the academy and the Hoang Chin Corporation? Dai Tu looks over and reports, although this guy is very suspicious, he's not lying. Deep How smiles to himself. He's not lying. That means he's not a threat to us for now. He quickly denies it out loud. Oh, nothing. It's just that some students were saying the corporation's Dae Hong battle team, and Thon scratches his head. Is that so? How come I don't know about it? This recruitment isn't being handled by our reserve team, is it? Our boy smiles and asks, so you really don't know? Just then, a voice calls out, isn't that our brother and Thon? The two guards at the gate smile and greet him. Long time no see. How have you been? Hello, big brothers. Lately, I've been busy training with the team. I was specially approved for a day off today, so I finally have some free time to come here. One of them smiles and gestures inside. Is that so? Then you have to work harder. The competition for an official spot on the team is fierce. Go on in. And Thon agrees, yeah, the elimination rate is pretty high. I'm exhausted every day. The other one smiles reassuringly. But with your talent, brother, you'll definitely make it in the end. He raises a hand and smiles. Thank you for your kind words, big brothers. I'll definitely do my best to become an official member as soon as possible, so I don't let you down. Suddenly, both of them shout, stop! The two guards look at Diep Hao and exclaim, it's you again. And Thon sees this and quickly tries to mediate. Wait a minute, big brothers, they're my friends. Give me some face. The two guards excitedly drop their cigarettes and call out, Hauge's here! Come, have a smoke! Hauge, this is a top-grade demon's eye, please take it! Seeing this, he's completely stunned, thinking, what's going on? This kid is even more popular here than I am. Deep How calmly raises a hand to refuse. I'm a student, I don't smoke. Also, you're being unusually nice. This is making me a little confused. The two guards smile and continue, look at you, sir. Your story is spreading like wildfire in the black market. You even rejected Mac Kani's invitation to join the Mac Kong battle team on the spot. You're truly a legend. Our boy smiles and says, I've already forgotten about those past troubles. All right, I'm in a hurry. Please let me in. Van Phi, beside him, asks with confusion, Mac Kong battle team? Deep How chuckles to himself. The news spread that fast, as expected of the black market. They both raise their hands and point inside. Yes, Hauge, you are truly a magnanimous person. Please, go in. The path here is a bit slippery. Be careful. Deep How walks past Thon. Senior, let's go. Okay. Van Phi quickly follows. Wait for me. Brother, what's this about Mac Kani inviting you to join the Mac Kong battle team? He replies softly, it's a long story. He shoves his hands in his pockets, thinking to himself, this can't be a joke. The high and mighty Mac Kani actually invited a level 4 junior to join the Mac Kong battle team? If that's the case, their relationship might be a bit subtle. It seems this junior is worth keeping a close eye on. Inside the main hall of the black market, Van Phi looks at the bustling crowd and mutters, so this is the legendary black market? The atmosphere is completely different from what I imagined. It's as lively as a bar. She looks around and exclaims, I thought the people here would be sinister and that this was a dangerous place. And Thon gestures around. Even though it's a black market, it has its own rules that everyone who enters must follow. But what you're seeing now is just the surface. Deep How walks ahead with his hands in his pockets. According to what you said, Senior, does the black market have another side to it? He brings a finger to his lips and winks. Shh, don't talk about topics that are above your pay grade here. Just spend as much as you like. Our boy's voice replies, got it. Deep How waves goodbye. Then thank you, Senior, for bringing my sister and me here. You should go take care of your own business. and Thon smiles back. It was nothing. No need to thank me. I do have something I need to handle. He exclaims, "Oh, right." A system screen pops up with the text, and Thon wants to add you as a friend. Accept? Accept. Decline. And Thon's voice continues, "Since we've met like this and we're from the same academy, why don't we become friends? If you have any problems, you can contact me." Deepow presses the screen and smiles. "Then thank you for your concern, Senior Anthon. The system announces friend added successfully. You are now friends and can start chatting." He waves goodbye. No need to be so formal. Once you're done with your business, you should leave quickly. This place isn't safe for you two. Our boy smiles and agrees, "Okay." He thinks to himself, "Looks like I've successfully caught the attention of this Senior Anthon." Deepow's lips curl into a slight smile. My gut tells me that even if he wasn't lying, he's still very suspicious. I need to be careful. Van Phi immediately exclaims, "Brother!" She looks around and remarks, "This place is huge. But where do we go to buy medicine?" This he replies, "I don't know either." He remembers his last visit. "Last time I was here, I was taken directly to a private room. I haven't had a chance to trade directly yet. Looks like I'll have to ask around." Suddenly, Deepow freezes, feeling a gaze on him. He turns his head, thinking, "This feeling? I'm being watched." He looks at Tu Vu, who is sitting nearby drinking, and thinks, "She's staring at me." She raises her glass and smiles. "Hey, handsome, are you staring at me? You want to buy me a drink?" Van Phi closes her eyes and holds up a hand to stop her. "Sorry, my brother doesn't talk to strangers. He's still young." Deepow is stunned. "Me?" Tu Vu leans on her hand and bursts out laughing. "You guys are so interesting. Little sister, I was just joking with your brother. Look how tense you are." She leans over the bar counter. "You're Mr. Hao, right?" Deepow exclaims in surprise. How do you know my name?" Tu Vu rests her chin on her hand and smiles. "No need to be suspicious. Your story has spread widely within our Hanmac Corporation. My name is Tu Vu, and I'm the Hanmac Corporation's representative here." Deepow calls out, "Dai Tu!" It immediately lights up and replies, "Received, Master." Although she isn't lying, her entire body is emitting a pinkish-purple spectrum, which indicates, Dai Tu says with a sly grin, "She really wants to seduce you." Our boy raises a hand, startled. "All right, that's enough. Get lost." Tu Vu runs over, grabbing Deepow's arm and pressing it against her chest. "Come on." She leans in, whispering in his ear, "Let Big Sister take you to the Hanmac Corporation's private room. After that, you can do whatever you want." Deepow shouts angrily, "Hey, we just came here to buy." Tu Vu giggles and urges him on. "Hurry up, let's get down to business." The crowd around them starts muttering angrily, "Damn it, who is this kid? He actually gets to have the beautiful Tu Vu on his arm? I don't even dare to go up and talk to her, and this kid just..." Van Phi clenches her fists and yells, "That smelly fox! I have to protect my brother. I can't let him be seduced by this shameless woman." Tu Vu leads Deepow and his sister into a room. This is the Hanmac Corporation's private room. She looks around the room and adds, "Here, you can enjoy the highest VIP treatment, whatever service you want." Van Phi can't take it anymore and roars, "Hey, can we get to the point? Stop clinging to my brother and let go of his hand." Deepow looks up at the cube-shaped device floating in the middle of the room. "Is this the black market's trading terminal? It's really convenient." Tu Vu replies, "All trading terminals are on the black market and are the main method of transaction, but most of them only have common-level trading rights." She stands with one hand on her hip. "And this Hanmac Corporation trading terminal has the highest level of trading authority. This means that as long as you have the money, you can use it to buy rare, mysterious, top-tier items that aren't available on the market." Deepow touches the screen of the cube. "I don't care about top-tier items, and I don't have the money to buy them. The reason I came here is..." A notification pops up on the screen. "Seller, the most handsome fam, G in history. High, grade antidote, stock, 3 vials. Price, 600,000 per vial." Our boy is stunned. Found it, so he is selling it. But this price, Deepow's mind races. It has to be Chief Fam, but this whole thing feels a bit suspicious. Logically, a hospital chief is a high-paying position. Why would he risk stealing medicine to sell for money? What's really going on? Van Phi looks at the screen. "Brother, this medicine is so expensive. 1 vial costs a fortune." Tuvu chimes in. That's right. Although this type of antidote is rare, 100,000 per vial is already steep. Selling it for 600,000 is definitely... Deep Hao remains calm and smiles. But he's the only one selling this medicine in the entire trading network. The high price is understandable. I'm definitely buying this medicine, but I'll have to use a different method. He turns to her. Miss Tuvu, I want to make a trade. What do I need to do? She replies softly, you can either do a face-to-face transaction or trade directly on the terminal, but the seller has to agree in the end. His voice rings out, then please help me clarify something. Tuvu kneels down and speaks to the system screen. All right, wait a moment. Main control, please contact the person who just sold the high-grade antidote. I want to trade with him face-to-face. The system screen dings. I will contact them immediately. Please wait a moment. After a moment, it replies softly, unfortunately, the seller has declined the transaction. Deep Hao looks at the system and says calmly, please contact the seller again. As long as he agrees to a face-to-face transaction, I'm willing to increase the unit price to 1 million. It immediately agrees. Understood. Please wait. Van Phi frowns and exclaims, brother, 600,000 for this medicine is already a sky-high price. Why would you raise it to 1 million? He smiles and reassures her, calm down, Fifi. Your brother isn't an idiot. I'm intentionally raising the price to bait him. Deep Hao turns his head and adds, as long as the other party agrees to meet for a direct transaction, I can guarantee I'll get all 3 vials without spending a single cent. She gasps in shock. Really? The notification sounds. The seller has agreed to a direct transaction. They are rushing here now. Please wait. An excited voice cries out, I have to go to the bathroom. Let me go to the bathroom first. Inside the room, an impatient voice urges, hurry up, you're too slow. You think this is a marketplace? The door to the room is pushed open, just a crack from the outside. The hospital chief is shoved into the room by 2 guards, struggling and cursing. You bastards! I'm a customer! How dare you push me like that? Deep Hao's face is dark as he clasps his hands together. So you finally decided to show up. The man's excited voice rings out, you are? Cold sweat drips down the chief's head as he thinks, how did this kid get into Hanmak's VIP room? Stay calm. Can't let this punk figure things out. Van Phi points at him. Brother, that old man looks really familiar. I think he's... The chief immediately shouts, cutting her off. Nonsense! Who are you people? How did you get in here? Don't talk nonsense. Who's buying the medicine? Show yourself. I don't have time for this. Deep Hao just smirks. So it really is you. The wound on your hand hasn't even healed, and you're already out here selling medicine. The chief is startled and groans. Crap, this kid knew all along? How is that possible? Damn it, I need to find a way to escape. This kid is too dangerous. He turns and runs for the door, shouting, hey, don't you know who I am? This kid is definitely lying. How could he have 3 million? This deal is off. Let me out. Our boy's voice calls out, don't be in such a hurry, chief. Deep Hao holds up the black card and smiles. I have 3 million. We have a deal, right? Tuvu, beside him, is shocked. How did you get that card? That's the young Mrs. card. She rests her chin on her hand and closes her eyes. As far as I know, regardless of how much money is on it, that black card itself is worth 50 million. The chief is stunned. 50 million? He glides towards our boy, thinking in disbelief, how could this kid have a connection with Ma Ka-ni? Is she his sugar mommy? Deep Hao smiles brightly and winks. Looks like I mistook you for someone else. I thought you were the one injured by Chief Pham. I was thinking of raising the price for this deal, but since you said that, I guess we should just... The chief's voice cuts him off. Wait! He grabs his own hair with one hand and raises the other. The past is the past. No need to bring it up. And besides, your words have moved me. The chief's eyes sparkle as he rips off his wig and glasses. So, about what we just discussed? I agree. Let's make the transaction right now. Van Phi's eyes widen and her jaw drops as she points. That old man, so it really was you. Deep Hao smiles and pats her shoulder. All right, but before that, I'd like to inspect the goods. Is that okay? The chief laughs and holds out a small box. Yes, of course. He opens the box to reveal 3 vials inside. See, this is high-grade antidote. It can cure any poison. I had to go through a lot of trouble to get it. Selling it to you for 1 million a bottle is a steal. Deep Hao looks at the box and asks with a smile, Such a precious medicine, and the chief managed to get his hands on it? Huh, what's this writing on the bottle? Does that say Makthu Hospital? The chief immediately snaps the box shut and clutches it to his chest. You must be seeing things, he mutters to himself. Impossible, I already took care of these vials. How can there still be writing on them? Does this kid know something? Our boy strokes his chin and asks with a grin, I remember now. I heard the hospital lost 3 top-grade medicine vials. It couldn't have been Chief Pham who took them, could it? He stammers, Of course not. How could it be me? Are you slandering me? The chief turns to run, yelling, I'm not selling anymore. This deal is off. He curses to himself. Damn it, this kid knows everything. I have to escape. The 2 guards at the door block his path. Stop! He looks up and shouts, Are you trying to violate the sales regulations here? Get out of my way! Tuvu's face darkens as she gives a serious order. This is the property of the Hanmak Corporation. It has nothing to do with the black market. As for you, we will investigate and give you a proper explanation. Men, the chief is dragged away, struggling and roaring. Let me go! This isn't over! You're framing me! I'll make you pay for this! She frowns slightly, thinking, Pay? If he's not the culprit, then Deep Hao's voice rings out, Don't worry. He smiles confidently, arms crossed. If you're truly innocent, I'll fully compensate you, Chief. The man's voice replies, You said it yourself. The chief hands the box to a guard, urging, Don't you run away. Go on, check it. Investigate so you can clear my name. A smirk plays on his lips as he thinks smugly, If you want to play, I'll play along. I was prepared for this. Even if you investigate, you won't find anything. Tuvu picks up a vial to examine it. This medicine doesn't look like it's from the Hanmak Corporation. But if it really is from our corporation, then... Deep Hao's eyes widen as he sees her eyes glow with a blue light. Her eyes, it seems they've been modified and upgraded. Tuvu turns her back to the chief and orders, Take him away! He shouts in shock, What the hell? The chief looks up and screams desperately, Let me go! What are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? Let me go! What evidence do you have to arrest me? She lifts her leg and stomps on his face. Evidence? Tuvu looks down on him and explains patiently, You think you can fool me with just a few minor changes? You think our corporation is just a name? Let me tell you something you don't know. When a new medicine is created, she holds up the vial. It contains various substances and secret markers to prevent counterfeiting, and you need a special method to identify them. For example, my eyes. The chief is stunned and immediately begs for mercy. I was wrong. Please spare me. I'll return them. Please let me go. Tuvu's gaze becomes sharp and cold. Admitting your mistake now? Too bad you ran into me. Daring to embezzle and steal company property for those who want something for nothing? There's only one fate. Deep Hao's eyes widen as he thinks, but for a big company to easily bypass security in the safe zone, it seems like he then shouts, Are you really going to kill him? Tuvu smirks and lifts her leg higher. Kill him? I don't want to get my hands dirty. The chief, with a high heel on his face, painfully agrees. That's right, I'm just a piece of trash, a filthy worm not worth dirtying your hands over. Just lift your foot and spare me. And he grits his teeth as he watches her lift her foot. Thank you. She turns around and quickly orders, Men, throw him out into the danger zone for the beasts to eat. The chief looks up in disbelief. What? His hands are held down by 2 guards as he begs, I know I was wrong. Just kill me. Please, just kill me. Even if I die, I don't want to be eaten by beasts. He's forcefully dragged away, laughing loudly. Let go! Let me go, you fools! You think you can live for long? Soon, this entire area will be besieged by beasts. You'll all die. Only the Quan Lam Hoi can save humanity. His eyes are wide, tears streaming down his face as he screams, Long live the Quan Lam Hoi! Deep Hao touches his chin, thinking, Quan Lam Hoi, a faction? This seems like classified information. Since the world entered the OI era, there have been countless factions, but I've never heard of this name before. His face becomes grim. This definitely isn't a coincidence. Something big is about to happen. I need to prepare quickly. Van Phi touches her chin and asks, Wait, isn't Chief Pham also from the Hanmak Corporation? Wasn't he afraid of the consequences of stealing? Could what he said be true? Is a beast attack coming, so he stole the medicine to sell and escape? Hearing this, Deep Hao turns his head and mutters, Logical. Good thinking, that's my sister. If what he said is true, then the safe zone is... Tuvu places a hand on her shoulder reassuringly. Don't worry. Those rumors have been around for a long time, so don't worry too much. Van Fee is startled. What? Her voice continues, in the 50 years since the construction of the ninth safe zone, this place has gone through countless battles with beasts. And yet, this place has always won without any major danger. First, although it's not a high security area, it doesn't mean it lacks the power to fight back. Second, the location of the safe zone was chosen for its lower density and power level of beasts, so there's no need to worry. Deepao sighs in relief. I see. He watches as Tuvu tosses the box of medicine to him and asks, confused, you're just giving this to me that easily? She calmly explains, according to the rules, whoever finds lost company property gets to keep it. And besides, Tuvu walks over and pokes Diepao's chest. How are you going to thank me? I just saved you 3 million. He's taken aback. What do you want? If it's within my ability, she smiles faintly. Look at your heart pounding. Are you that nervous? If you don't have much experience, don't worry. I'll teach you everything. Van Phi's eyes are blazing with fire as she angrily pulls Diepao behind her and shouts, No thanks, lady. She frowns and yells, My brother is still young and can't handle this kind of excitement. Tuvu raises her hands in surrender and smiles reassuringly, Little sister, don't worry, it's just a drink. Van Phi raises an eyebrow. Is that so? She turns her head and orders, Bring me a bottle of 2, 1-year-old flame spirit. The guard behind her bows, right away. Deepao smiles and asks, You saved me 3 million, so I'll treat you. But if possible, I'd like to hear more about what we discussed earlier. Can you explain it in more detail? Tuvu hands him a glass of wine and smiles seductively. Why waste time on such boring topics? If you want, I'll give you my address. We can talk all night. Van Phi, furious, grabs Diepao and drags him out, shouting, Sorry, but we have to go. We got the medicine. We need to bring it back to Dad so everyone won't worry. He shouts back, startled, Wait, there's still something else. Deepao turns his head and says with a grin, Besides the medicine money, I was planning on buying you some gear. But now that we've saved all that money, our budget is over 3 million. Van Phi lets out a gasp. What? Her eyes are wide with disbelief. 3 million, did I hear that right? He smiles faintly. Calm down. I'm always thinking of you. The top priority now is to upgrade your gear. That way, if anything happens, you can protect Mom and Dad for me. Only then can I fight with peace of mind. Van Phi looks at the rectangular box and exclaims, Of course! What should I buy now? There are so many choices. Deepao silently curses, This kid, seriously. Just then, a guard brings in a red box and announces, It's time, Tuvu calmly replies. Okay. She walks over and asks with a smile, There's a secret auction later. Do you want to join? Diepao is surprised. There's another one? I've never heard of it. Tuvu opens the red box and explains, This is a monthly event here, but to participate, you need 20 million in cash to prove you can pay. The minimum transaction level in the black market is Diamond VIP and above. The items sold there are all precious artifacts obtained from dungeon conquests. Diepao strokes his chin thoughtfully. Sounds interesting, but am I qualified to participate? She replies softly, Don't worry. As a representative of the Hanmat Corporation, I can get you in since each corporation has 2 participation slots. Deepao turns his head and instructs his sister. Then you stay here and don't wander off. Van Phi, without looking back, replies, I know. Why is this weapon with such high attack power so ridiculously expensive? He can't help but laugh. Women are most serious when they're shopping, that's for sure. Tuvu raises a hand. All right, let's go. Diepao looks at the gate in front of him, amazed. A teleportation gate? He turns and asks, Is this auction in a different place? She holds up a finger. Of course. It's an important place. It can't be held here. Tuvu's voice explains, The location is in an absolutely safe place, with a total of 9 entrance gates. Deepao is shocked. 9 entrance gates? This is the first time I've heard of that. She calmly explains, Although they're not as powerful as the Hanmat Corporation, they're still in the top 10. Not just in these 9 safe zones, but other areas have black markets too. Tuvu links her arm with his and urges him on with a smile. All right, let's go. Diepao calmly agrees. Okay? He calculates to himself, I still have money, but it seems unnecessary now. I need to prepare quickly. I have 17 million left. I'm not sure if it's enough to buy anything. Deep House smiles faintly as he looks ahead, thinking, I don't know what it'll be like, but it seems like that place is worth looking forward to. Inside the space, a door opens to a ready-made path. Tuvu walks out with a slight smile. We're here. Diepao appears beside her, looking at the robe he's wearing. What's with this robe? She walks forward and calmly explains, identities are kept secret here, so wearing this robe helps us conceal who we are. He replies, I see. That makes sense. Everyone is wary of each other, huh? Diepao looks up and can't help but be impressed. This auction hall is huge. It must have taken a lot of money and effort to build this place. It's truly a mystical place. Tuvu sits down and urges him, all right, sit down quickly. It's about to start. His voice replies, okay. A red light flashes on the nearby stage. The host appears with a smile. It's great to see everyone. Welcome to the auction market. I'm your host, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Deephao's eyes widen. What kind of weird style is this? He turns to Dai-Tu beside him. System, can you help me out in this auction? It happily agrees. Understood. Dai-Tu's voice cheerfully explains, based on the item, I will give an accurate rating from 1 to 5 stars based on its attributes. To help the master avoid wasting money, I will help you buy the most suitable items. Deephao smiles in approval. Good, this skill is useful. Do you have any other skills? It rolls its eyes. Not at the moment. If the master wants more skills, please upgrade the account's link level as high as possible. Our boy rests his chin on his hand. All right, I'll find a way to upgrade it. Wait. Dai-Tu looks up at the stage and exclaims, Master, something's up. It points to the stage. The person on the stage, on the right-hand side, is emitting the aura of someone you've met before. His name is Nthan. Diepao looks down in shock. What? Senior Nthan? How is he up there? He stares intently at him, thinking, as a reserve member with his financial resources, he shouldn't be able to be here. It seems this guy has quite a few secrets of his own. The host waves his hands and asks with a grin, is everyone ready? In this auction, there will be 10 incredibly valuable items. Which lucky person will get them? Without further ado, he gestures towards a stone and declares, let's move on to the first item. The crowd erupts in excitement. A level 70 ancient magic crystal. What? A high-level item and it's level 70? The host smiles faintly. This item was obtained by a group of mercenaries in an incredibly difficult dungeon. It can even help the user level up. The starting price is 1 million, with each bid increasing by no less than 500,000. A level 70 ancient magic crystal? Don't miss this chance to level up. The crowd immediately starts bidding 1.5 million. I'll pay 2 million. Tuvu smiles faintly. This is a good item. Are you considering buying it? I know you're trying to hide your real level, but you're probably not at level 70 yet, so this is perfect for you. Deephao's voice replies, as expected, I can't hide anything from you. Dai-Tu immediately chimes in, the value of this item is 2 stars because it's nothing to the master. No need to buy it. Our boy calmly agrees. I think so too. A person in front raises their hand, 3 million. The host shouts, 3 million! Anyone going higher? 3 million going once, 3 million going twice, 3 million sold. Confetti explodes and falls as his voice rings out, congratulations, the level 70 ancient magic crystal belongs to you. Deephao touches his chin, thinking, 3 million for a starting item? Is it really that valuable? Or is something else manipulating things here? The host's voice continues, and now we'll move on to the next item. A hemostatic potion appears, along with its detailed information. Hemostatic potion. When used, your health will not decrease for 30 seconds. The host enthusiastically announces, we all know this is an incredibly rare potion. He uses his top-tier persuasion skills. With its supreme quality, it will prevent your health from dropping for up to 30 seconds. The starting price is 2 million, with each bid increasing by no less than 500,000. Let the bidding begin. Dai-Tu listens to this over-the-top praise and makes a judgmental face. This item is 1 star at most. The master has already unlocked the Master Alchemist account. Once he levels up, won't these things be commonplace? Hearing this, Deephao's eyes sparkle with anticipation. It's that powerful? So I won't have to worry about running out of potions and can even make some extra money. Awesome. At the same time, the host's voice rings out, congratulations to VIP 11 for winning the bid at 4.5 million. We will now move on to the next item. An orange robe materializes on the stage. He continues, "This is a rare item that allows the user to fly in the sky. It is the Sky Cloak." The details appear. Sky Cloak. After use, the user can fly in the air for 5 minutes at a height not exceeding 20 meters. Cooldown is 24 hours. Seeing the atmosphere heat up, the host announces the price. Starting price, 3 million. Each bid increase must be no less than 1 million. Dai-Tu frowns. Seriously? The world has airplanes. Why would anyone need this? Trying to be Superman? 1 star. But Deep Hao looks at it like it's a one-of-a-kind treasure and declares, "This I want it." D2 immediately advises, "Master, don't buy it. It's really not worth it." He thinks for a few seconds and replies, "You're right. I shouldn't be spending money wastefully." Just then, the host's voice rings out again. VIP number 30 bids 6 million. Anyone going higher? Deep Hao looks at the woman raising her hand next to him in surprise and confirms, "You!" A decision is quickly made. The host happily announces, "Congratulations, VIP number 30 has obtained this item. It seems this guest really likes this item." The cloak is then delivered. Tuvu turns to Deep Hao and says, "Let me tell you something. In this life, you can never know what will happen. Being too rational isn't always a good thing." Seeing him remain silent, she picks up the gift box containing the cloak and says, "I'm giving this to you." Dai-Tu urgently warns, "Be careful! This person has a dark purple spectrum. She's planning something against you." Hearing this, Deep Hao politely pushes the gift away. "Thank you for your concern, Miss Tuvu, but I can't accept it. You've already helped me a lot today. I don't want to owe you too much." His eyes become more serious. "If you would, please keep it. When I have the money later, I'll buy it from you for 8 million. Seeing she couldn't persuade him, Tuvu reluctantly agrees. "All right then." She forces a smile to hide her awkwardness. "I didn't expect to make an extra 2 million. But inside, Tuvu is thinking, he's really not simple. I was going to gift it to him to make him indebted to me, then get him to join the Makkong battle team. He's really not simple at all." The host's voice cuts through their conversation. The next item is one of the most valuable. Moreover, it will surely be an indispensable companion for many people. It is the epic-grade item, the Heart of Steel. Just hearing this, Deep Hao can't contain his excitement. His face is full of anticipation as he thinks, an epic item? A blueprint appears before his eyes. Its information displayed quickly. Engineering blueprint. Heart of Steel. Attribute. Use this item's ability to create a permanent warrior that follows your commands. Can be modified and upgraded. Initial level. Level 10. Initial gender. Neutral. The host, a master of psychology, sees everyone's excitement and says, "The Heart of Steel engineering blueprint has a starting price of 2 million. The crowd immediately buzzes with disbelief. 2 million? Did I hear that right? A rare Grandmaster engineering blueprint is already 8 million. Someone hesitantly replies, "It's probably because the level requirement to use it is too high. They're afraid it won't sell." Another person refutes, "No way. Becoming a Grandmaster engineer is incredibly difficult. Only the top major corporations are willing to spend the resources and money to get one. It's very hard for a small company to use it." That person adds decisively, "And in the whole world, there are no more